What up, what up? This is Dave from the 5-6 Kings. And guys, we got new Subway commercials. Who doesn't love a new Subway commercial? They got Steph Curry talking about, we're doing all this new stuff because you got to refresh and be fresh and eat fresh. And then Simone Biles just fucking flips in. And she's like, sorry, Steph. They're changing it up. They're getting a better menu and better spokespeople. Guys, Simone Biles. Simone fucking Biles. Gold medalist Simone Biles. Who in the last Olympics, and this isn't going to be me being like, what the fuck's her problem type deal, but like for mental health reasons was like, I'm not going to compete anymore. I'm going to sit the rest of the Olympics out, which good for her. Do what you got to fucking do. Subway rehabilitated her. Do you guys understand? Subway fixed Simone Biles. And we're like, you're going to do commercials for us now. And she's like, yes, I am. Guy, like, every time I think Subway's like, oh, this is as high as they can get, they reach a new fucking peak. They reach a new peak. Meanwhile, Domino's is giving people money. Firehouse has commercials now where they're like, we give money to firefighters. Aren't we great? If you don't eat here, you don't like firefighters. Subway's like, fuck that. You know, fuck you. Fuck the firefighters. We got Simone Biles doing our commercials. We're just raking in the money. Because we're good enough for Tony Hawk. We're fucking good enough for Simone Biles. And we're better than everybody else. Eat fresh. Subway. Please. You say you're getting better spokespeople. I can think of no one better than the 5-6 Kings. So please, give us money. Enjoy this week's episode, guys.
This the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, this where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left slugs for them guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up, and welcome to the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the world-famous and critically acclaimed 5-6 Kings podcast. I am David Breen. With me, as always, my dear friend and co-host, Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
I'm good, David. I'm just a little spaced out right now, just a little hungover still from Dylan's. He had a golf bar crawl thing this weekend, and it was the first time I ever did something like that, and we went bar to bar, and the thing that really was fun, but it was like what sucked about it is that every bar was like different drinks, so you're just like mixing alcohol the whole time. So I'd like to say I'm better, but it's like I'm still feeling it.
It's like 3 days ago.
I know. It's like 2, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man, but I'm good. I'm happy to be here, and love is in the air.
Magic's in the air.
Magic's in the air. With it. A little bit of love, just like a dash of love.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. We are unofficially, contractually obligated to mention that we watched the National Football League's big game, otherwise known as Super Bowl 56.
Oh, yeah.
Last night. It was a great game between two great teams. Joe Burrow, maybe he'll get there.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't. Dan Marino, in his second season, went to the Super Bowl, lost, never went back again. The Dolphins fan in me is like, yeah, fuck Joe Burrow. Hopefully that's his fate too. But probably not. He'll probably get a ring.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he didn't get injured. You saw that one play where the guy like folded over his leg and his knee went back.
Oh, yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
stuff like that could have been career ending. So
he could be injured.
Yeah, honestly, he still could be.
Came back, but like it didn't.
Good for him though to play through it.
Came back. They weren't moving the pocket. He was kind of just standing stationary.
Yeah. What'd you think of the game?
Joe, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. Unofficially, as a unofficial NFL employee, it's a heck of a game. Great way to end a great season.
Yeah.
The fan, it was fine. Like,
who did you think was going to win before the game?
I thought the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah, but like it wouldn't. I had no reason not to think the Bengals would win because I thought they were going to lose every playoff game they've played in, and there they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But Rams were the best team in the league this year. They went all in, and
it is cool to see someone win in their home stadium too at the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah, so it had never happened until last year, and now we got back to back.
Yeah, look at that.
Fucking A.
That's pretty weird.
Let's get a Super Bowl down in Miami again.
Yeah, right?
There we go. Good for Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the best quarterbacks in the league for years in Detroit and just had a dog shit team around him, so they were winning like 6, 7, 8 games.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him go play for a good team, win a Super Bowl.
He almost got injured, too. Someone almost did the same thing, but instead of the knee, it was like to the ankle.
Yeah.
So good for both of them to
just gutting it out.
Literally get basically injured and keep playing
not
through.
good for Joe Burrow.
No, yeah.
He's a fucking loser. I'm so much more successful than Joe Burrow.
Right?
Good for Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, what'd you think of the halftime show?
Loved it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was,
Trip back to memory lane, you know?
yeah, it was real good.
Yeah. Do you think that, though, that it was better for them to do it now, where it's kind of like a throwback, or do you think it would have been better to have the same people perform like 10 years ago? I was kind of thinking while I was watching, I was like, would this have been better 10 years ago, or is it better because it's like a throwback?
I think it was. I liked how they did it now because, like, we wouldn't have had Kendrick Lamar 10 years ago.
True.
He was like, that would have been Dre doing him a huge favor.
Yeah.
Being like, yeah, come to the Super Bowl halftime show with me.
It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, I liked him. Glad it happened when it happened.
Yeah,
And it was
I feel
in
that too.
L.A. It was all...
Yeah. Perfect time for them to do it, you know?
Yeah. Surprised they didn't do nothing but a G thing.
No.
Thang.
Yeah. Snoop was so groovy in there. I was like, damn.
He's always groovy. What do you...
He just had
Hey, I was surprised how groovy he was. Like,
There's a video of him like puffing the blunt right before he went on stage, like in the corner.
I was talking with my brother. Do you think he gets high when he smokes weed?
Yeah.
I imagine he's maintaining at this point.
Yeah, I mean...
I imagine he doesn't rip a bong and be like, oh, I'm fucking stoned.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely smokes like a shit ton of weed, more than most. But like he's probably getting
he's fucking like 50 now.
Yeah.
So for 40 years, he's been smoking tons of weed.
I bet when he fucking sweats, you could just smell the weed out of his pores.
Sure.
But he's probably smoking such good weed. I'm sure, like, he's chiefing a fucking blunt to the face. Like, yeah, it takes more than most, but that man's getting high for sure still.
I think he's...
You think that's just... But that's, like, kind of just reality for him, you know?
I think he just maintains the level he's at.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like when a normal person is like, bro, I'm fucking stoned right now. Like, holy shit. Like, I think he's just an even keel level of high.
Yeah.
I think he wakes up and needs it, though. I think he wakes up and he's like, I need some fucking weed right now.
Yeah. Them Snoop Doggy Dogg eyes, just, it's the only way.
He's like, it's fucking...
Only way you can see, you know? But yeah, I thought it was a great show. But it's Valentine's Day, baby, you know, so...
Happy Valentine's Day, Brad.
You want to fuck or what?
No.
No? Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh. What should I do better?
I just be a better person.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn because...
Be sexually attracted.
I don't know if you saw my story, but, you know, Fenora's just calling out all my flaws.
How so? I mean, so
yeah,
like,
I kind of set it
so
up.
like this isn't for like you can't do an inside joke that I know what you mean. No one listening knows.
Yeah, he kept bringing...
Most people listening didn't see your story.
Yeah, so he kept bringing up that about Sarah, this girl I've always had a crush on. I'm like, damn, bro, like just throwing it out there, man.
Yeah.
And like,
It wasn't even in typical Fenor fashion. It wasn't funny.
Yeah, it wasn't even funny.
It was just
like,
aggressive. Like, hey, I got a crowd. Let me
Very
be
intruding.
Let me be mean to Braden because I got a crowd.
And let me embarrass him,
So
just in case she is
I'm
watching.
mean to you with a crowd.
Yeah.
But it's gold.
Bro.
Every time.
Every time. Like, I might be crying, but once I come back to my senses, I'm
You're
like,
like, that's fucking funny.
That was
like, they nailed it.
Yeah. But no, yeah, so, Sarah, if you ever listened, sorry. It's not as it seems.
Yeah. Also, Sarah, Braden would be happy for Nick Hoffman if you had sex with him. I asked this the other day. I was like, we were sitting there. I was like, so if Nick had sex with Sarah, would you be mad or happy with him? He's like, I'd be so happy for Nick. You kidding?
I mean, it's not...
Nick's my guy.
anyone else, yeah, we're going to war. It's like to the death.
Yeah.
It's like The Last Duel on Netflix, which I've not seen, but I've heard.
So you have no idea if this is what it's
That's
like.
what someone was like, "Oh, Brady, you gotta watch it." The whole movie's based around like Matt Damon.
I've never seen this movie, but I imagine it's a lot like this situation
like,
we got
the
right
dude
now.
fucked his wife, so he's like, "Oh, it's the 1500s, so we gotta fight to the death." I'm like, "That's the whole movie." He's like, "Yeah."
There we go.
I'm like, "That's 2 hours of them just like hyping up,
Just anger.
yeah." Just so, yeah. If anyone's ever been cheated on, I guess you want to go watch The Last Duel on Netflix. That might help you express it. You know,
There we go.
feel better.
So,
Or this movie Valentine's Day.
I mean, watch Valentine's Day. You're gonna
Yeah,
get a lot out of it.
yeah, for sure.
You want to talk money, Braden?
Oh, David, do I want to talk money? What do you think?
Guessing the budget was $52 million.
It's 112. No, I'm just kidding. It was 52 million, David.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess they made $216.5 million.
Ah, David. I mean, you're so close. It was 216.485
No, it wasn't.
gross worldwide. I mean, that's what it says here.
Yeah, I
You rounded up?
So, guys, Braden knows the joke I'm doing because I texted him this stuff because I got to his house. He's still watching the fucking movie,
David.
and I'm like, I don't have time to sit here all day. I'm finding the things that he's gonna look up.
yeah. But what am I
sent it to
iconic
him.
for? Ruining jokes. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking. You're killing this podcast, man. You're killing this podcast.
But all right, so they grossed U.S. and Canada 110. That means basically China made the other half.
Yeah,
That's why you have to appeal
absolutely.
the Chinese
Appeal to the
audience.
Chinese.
Yeah. But yeah,
Braden has morals and shit, so I'm looking for another podcast partner so I can get the Chinese money.
yeah.
Braden's like, you see John Cena apologize to the Chinese. I'm like, yeah, he's smart. He's smart. The fucking Peacemaker thing is going to make so much money over there. Are you kidding me? John Cena's raking it in.
They just have to, wheel and deal me. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it seem.
Nope.
Is there like a more proper, better?
You meant to say something else.
Yeah.
You meant to say wine and dine.
Wine and dine.
You said wheel and deal.
Whatever the fuck it is. You guys know what I'm saying.
They got to wheel and deal.
they gotta make it seem like they're doing something for their for humanity, you know? Just as long as they can lie to me about enslaving people, that'd be great.
Just turn the other cheek, man.
Right?
Turn the other cheek.
How much?
That's all you got to do.
How much? A couple million? Yeah, I'll just
Fuck it.
fuck it.
Let's talk ratings.
Dude. You want I always say this, yeah.
So you're
IMDb.
like looking it up right now.
No, it's here.
I texted it to you. Why did we start later? I told you, hey, I sent you all of this stuff so we can start the fucking podcast, and you still, it took us a few more minutes to start than it should have, and it's because you still looked all this fucking shit up.
Just want to make sure I was on point, I was like, David.
No, you're gonna be. You've already been wrong.
No.
I sent you a correct number. You're like, actually, it's a little bit different. Like, no, you're wrong.
That's what it said on IMDb.
Yeah, I did Google because they're right. Because they're fucking better than IMDb.
You sure?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
All right, well, let's get to
Who has
these
more
ratings
money?
then, and
Who
let's see
has
who's got
more
the better
money?
ratings.
Who has more money?
IMDb or Google?
Yeah.
I guess Google.
Yeah. Because they're better.
All right, so IMDb gave it a 5.7 out of 10. It gets a lot worse. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 18%. Metacritic gave it a 34%. But, Google's got so much money, they just know. They gave it a 78%,
Well, they let the people voice their opinion.
which isn't always
Well,
right.
so I realized they either give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
No, yeah.
So and it baffles me that so many people go to Google and like, all right, give this movie a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Like, who's taking the time to do that?
I'll do it right now.
Yeah. Also, you ever read reviews on IMDb? I don't know if I've talked about this on here.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
What people right now. Look up Good Burger.
Good Burger?
Good Burger on IMDb. And you'll find a review from 2013, maybe, that says, like, Good Burger, more like Bad Burger, or it might just say Bad Burger.
I could read the top review.
I just gave you a very specific review to find.
Yeah, that seems maybe like a different review.
I'm guessing, yeah.
They love it.
I told you, Bad Burger, 1 star.
No, they loved it.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, pause the fucking podcast. And we're back. Took me literally 2 seconds to find this review. Braden's like, no, I'm telling you, the review says that these people like.
I thought you were saying that
they like the
review.
movie, and I was like, no, dude, I'm telling you, there is a review on there. It's called Bad Burger. It's 1 star, guys. So this was in August of 2015. Someone went on fucking IMDb and did a 1 star review for Good Burger. What year did Good Burger come out?
1997.
Yeah, so 18 years after the fucking movie came out, they went on IMDb.
It's just been bottling up.
Gave it 1 star, titled it Bad Burger, and said,
pathetic hunk of trash about achievement regarding 2 morons that work at a burger joint. Kenan Thompson wrecks his mother's car so pal Kel Mitchell gets him a job at Good Burger to pay for the damages. Their competition is a rival joint called Mondo Burger, where employees act like army recruits. They try to steal Kel's secret sauce, which leads to a ridiculous climax. Horror directing by Brian Robbins with elementary level production. Keenan and Kel act with the intelligence of a pile of manure. Mitchell is constantly saying, "Hi, I'm Ed. Welcome to
pile of manure."
Manure. Yeah, that's welcome to Good Burger. Manure, obviously. Home of the Good Burger. May I take your order? Thompson is constantly whining about his own misshapes, but perhaps if he was too focused on the film he is in, then he would be able to avoid being seen in the dumbest excuse for family entertainment. Abe Vigoda plays a resident employee who sleeps inside the restaurant. He obviously didn't wake up in time to flee the set. Sinbad plays Keenan's bushy-haired teacher in a wig that does him even less justice than the film itself. Shar Jackson plays a female employee at the restaurant because the script didn't have a female and she was due up for a humiliating film role. This film should be placed in a deep fat fryer to burn into the total nothing that it is. Score 1 out of 10.
18 fucking years after this movie came out, someone felt the need to go do this. Anaconda-40658. You're a fucking psycho. Who does that? Who does that? 18 years later, they hated this movie. It's insane.
I'm thinking about all the scenarios now.
And what were they expecting?
Yeah.
Good Burger's fine. It's exactly what it thought it was.
Yeah.
It was not trying to be anything more.
Like the director's going to be like so upset.
Yeah. Oh,
from this review.
I hope fucking director Brian Robbins is like, man, fuck this guy.
Yeah. Who does he think he is, huh?
I think those are the same types of people who go fucking and are like, I got to go thumbs up Valentine's Day on Google. I really like this movie.
It touched me, There was something similar in my life. And
yeah. Just know if you've ever done this shit, you're a psycho and you should die. Yeah. Yeah, that's my stance. You need to go die. Braden, what'd you give this movie?
I give it a 4.3.
That's I was giving it a 4.
4.3, yeah.
I give it a 4.
4? Yeah, 4.
Even 4. Even 4. It's whatever. It's a fucking rom-com. It doesn't try to be more like if they were like, oh, we should be winning Oscars for this, I'd be like, okay, I'm giving you a 1. Because you missed the mark by far. It was a cute little romantic comedy. Had some fun, cute little parts. All in all, it sucked.
Yeah.
But like,
it was just too much.
Yeah.
I felt like they were just trying to do too much, and I felt like probably like halfway through filming, they were like, you know what? We don't have enough storylines. We need to add in story. Yeah.
The old people weren't supposed to be in it.
There's only 20
Bradley
main
Cooper
characters.
And Julia Roberts weren't supposed to be in it.
We need 30 main characters.
Yeah. It's a lot like New Year's Eve. I think I like New Year's Eve better.
Yeah.
Because we at least, Zac Efron was fucking weird and crazy, but like I was entertaining to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know.
It's more like bad burger than good burger.
And they make it kind of seem like LA is just small and everyone's just interconnected.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'll get into it when we're going through it, but Jesus Christ, I was like, what? This is probably more Smoking Aces than Smoking Aces.
For sure. This and New Year's, it's the same.
Yeah.
Same type of movie. I don't know who directed either of these things, but it's probably the same director.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Same. It's an ensemble. I told Braden, next time I suggest we do one of these movies, he needs to remind me how much it sucks doing one of these movies.
Yeah.
Because it took way longer than the movie was to, like, fucking jot down notes on this movie.
No, I bet, yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Well, let's dive deep into the awards. I actually...
So deep?
Oh, so fucking deep, dude. Valentine's Day deep, if you know what I'm saying. So, at first I was like, you know what? Fuck them for getting good awards. But then I started really looking into them, and I actually like them. So I'm going to read the nominees. There's 12 nominations and 6 wins, I believe. So, they were nominated for Hall of Shame from the EDA Special Mention Award. That's pretty cool. They did win the ASCAP Award for Top Box Office Film. They were nominated for Outstanding Achievement in Casting. Fuck that one. They won the GMS Award for Best Music Supervision for Film at the Guild of Music Supervisors Awards. God, I fucking hate these award shows. They did win, or no, they were nominated at the MTV Movie and TV Award for Best Kiss. Guess who? Who do you think for the MTV?
Was it Foreman and Anne Hathaway?
Nope.
Was it Ashton Kutcher and Jennifer Garner?
No. Who's more MTV-ish? In 2010.
Taylor Swift and the werewolf?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the werewolf, yep. They were nominated for Favorite Comedy Movie at the People's Choice Awards.
God, imagine if it won.
Dude.
Best Comedy at the People's Choice Awards. What year did this come out?
2010, but for this one, it was for 2011 for the award show.
Okay.
Yeah, but they ended up winning Worst Actor. This is great. At the Razzie Awards. Who do you think won it?
Ashton Kutcher?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher. And then they also won Worst Supporting Actress at the Razzie Awards. Who do you think?
Jennifer Garner?
Jessica Alba.
That's...
She didn't really have much, though, you know?
Yeah, her
maybe don't want to spoil it, but yeah. Then they were nominated Worst Actor. Who do you think? I love this. Taylor Lautner. Because, right? And then also nominated for Worst Supporting Actor at the Razzie. These are all I like the Razzie Awards. It's always the worst, you know? Who do you think?
That's because, they're razzing them.
Yeah.
Like, just guys razzing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's always bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
George Lopez.
Yeah, he fucking sucked in this movie.
Yeah.
He sucks in fucking everything. He's very famous. People like him, whatever. I can't stand George Lopez.
There you go.
Can't stand him.
George Lopez, if you hear this, David can't
Come at
fucking
me.
stand you. Yeah.
Come at me, George.
They won the Teen Choice Award for Breakout Female. Who do you think?
Emma Roberts.
Taylor Swift. Right?
Had she not broken out yet?
But, I guess for movies, you know, I don't know. But then they also won the Teen Choice Award for Romantic Comedy for a specific actor. Who do you think? Ashton Kutcher. So he wins Romantic Comedy, but also wins Worst Actor.
So the nominees for Favorite Comedy Movie at the People's Choice Awards that year. Date Night with Steve Carell and Tina Fey. I never saw it, but
yeah, I didn't.
It's two funny people. I imagine it was fine.
Yeah.
Easy A with Emma Stone,
yeah.
where she's saying she fucked people.
I saw that.
And then at the end, like she's getting paid to say she fucked people, and then at the end she's like, I never really fucked any of those people. And they're like, well, we're glad that she, even the people that people paid her to be like, yeah, I fucked Braden. Braden was a good lay. And then so you gave her minus hit, and then she comes clean and lets everyone know she didn't. And you would have been in this movie. You would have been like, good for her for coming clean.
I would have been pissed.
I'm glad
off.
she got the. Yeah, you'd be like, I fucking paid you money.
How much money what do you think they were paying?
$1,800.
Holy
I'm
shit!
kidding. I'm making that part up. I don't know.
Probably a couple.
I've never.
hundred.
So real quick. Also, I could be we're going with this is what that movie is. I know that's the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
And I know at the end she comes clean and no one's like mad at her.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's pretty silly.
Sex in the City 2.
Okay.
And Grown Ups was the other. Valentine's Day was nominated. Grown Ups with Adam Sandler and all them. That won. And that is the only movie out of this, and now Valentine's Day, that I've seen.
That year sucked.
And Grown Ups was definitely. I mean, it's favorite. I mean, it's the People's Choice Awards.
No, yeah.
So like The Hangover might have come out that year, but
True, yeah.
an R-rated comedy isn't going to be nominated.
Okay. I feel you.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Good for Adam Sandler. Doesn't get enough credit though.
He
Good
doesn't.
for him. He really deserved that.
Yeah.
Him and Chris Rock. They're both just very underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Credit where credit's due.
But they did win a Teen Choice Award for Romantic Comedy. They were nominated for The Chemistry, the Teen Choice Award, Taylor Lautner, Taylor Swift, because fucking teens love them, you know?
That's fucking chemistry.
Yeah. Nominated for Hissy Fit, Jessica Biel, Teen Choice Award. Nominated for Lip Lock, Taylor Lautner, Taylor Swift, you know? Nominated for Romantic Comedy, Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah was nominated for romantic comedy at what award show?
Teen Choice Awards.
She was nominated for romantic comedy?
Yeah.
That's the whole award. It just says romantic comedy.
It says Teen Choice Award nominee, Choice Movie Actress, Romantic Comedy, Queen Latifah.
Come on, actress.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you just said romantic comedy as that makes it sound like the movie was being nominated and that they were just like, well, it's just Queen Latifah.
No, yeah, like an actress
It's just Queen Latifah.
for
Yeah.
romantic
Read the
comedy.
award.
My bad. Okay. But then they were nominated for Choice Movie, Male Scene Stealer, the Teen Choice Awards, George Lopez.
Yeah.
And then they were nominated for Female Scene Stealer, Anne Hathaway.
You know, those were the two biggest personalities.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they
Anne
tried.
Hathaway, yeah.
They tried their best to steal every scene that they were in.
They definitely had, well, either that or like maybe Jamie Foxx's character. Like had like the most kind of character.
That's racist.
No.
Yeah. Because he's black, he's loud, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's racist, man.
What?
Let's just move it. We're not going to be that kind of podcast, all right?
All right. David's such a piece of shit. All right, let's go. Before you know it, they're going to be like, did you hear Braden 10 years ago? Now they're the 5-6 Kings of the biggest podcast in the world at one time?
There we go.
Yeah, they're going to be digging up dirt on us, David.
That's what they're going to pull up from this podcast. Yeah.
That's the most offensive thing. So let's fucking dive deep, bro.
Oh, let's dive in. You ready?
Fucking ready for Taylor Lautner and Taylor Swift.
So the movie starts out. They're showing just like camera angle. It's L.A. and the beach and the Santa Monica Pier and all that shit.
They did shoot in L.A. That's for sure.
I mean, of course they did. What do you?
I don't know. I mean,
Do places fake L.A. and
yeah,
they're
all the
like,
time.
we're gonna produce and do everything in L.A. for this movie, but like we're gonna go shoot in like Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah,
and pretend like it's L.A. That's ridiculous.
Sometimes people do shit
It's
like that. Yeah.
ridiculous because the studio's in L.A.
No,
It's
no, for
easier
sure.
for everyone to do it in L.A.
I mean, to do it though, like on street, like in busy areas, is hard. You know, it's just so much you have to like shut down and stuff like that. That's why sometimes they'll shoot them like in these, like, bro, when you go to these studios, sometimes it's like literal blocks of fake buildings. Like you go to Warner
Okay.
Brothers and it's just like
So,
blocks and blocks of fake buildings and stuff.
That I can get on board with.
Yeah.
I was thinking like there's the
Like, oh,
big
they're gonna shoot
studio
in
there
fucking
where it's like
Texas.
this looks like not
Yeah.
like we're gonna find places in
Maybe, I don't know.
Amarillo, Texas that look like Los Angeles. and
Movie
then do it
magic,
there.
baby.
I mean, I hope that's what they did here.
No, they definitely shot all on the streets of LA.
So it's showing LA, and our buddy Romeo Midnight brings us in. He's normally the voice we listen to in the middle of the night, but Valentine's Day is his favorite day. So he's going to be working all day and all night.
Fuck yeah.
It's Romeo Midnight. And then it starts playing that, I said, hey, I'll be gone today. Bo black everywhere I go. The more I see, the less I know. But I know
one thing
that I love you. They start playing that song as they're just showing LA quick. And then Ashton Kutcher is laying in bed next to Jessica Alba. He's looking at an engagement ring, and he walks over to her side of the bed and grabs her hand, but she's holding her phone. So he pulls the phone out and puts on a thing, then the dog barks, and it wakes her up. And she's like, hey, what are you doing? And they both smile. And then he gets, like, he's down, he's kneeling by the bed, and he goes, you know, most of the advice my dad gave me was just fucking crap. He's like, but he did say one thing that was pure genius. If you ever meet a girl who's too good for you, marry her. Which sounds like his dad was being a fucking asshole in that.
Bro, like,
he's like, give me a lot of people are better than you. You meet this girl who's too good for you, you better lock her down.
Doesn't matter if she's like toxic.
You'll never do better than that.
She could be a serial killer, but if she's too good for you.
She's too good for you. Everybody's too good for you.
Yeah.
Marry her. And he puts the ring on her finger, and she looks really happy and goes, really? And he goes, really? And the dog starts barking, and Ashton Kutcher flings open his back doors and screams, she said yes! And then For Once in My Life by Stevie Wonder starts playing.
Yeah, yeah.
For once in my life, I have someone who needs me.
Yeah, you know, it makes sense. Jessica Alba's hot.
What do you think? What do you think about Stevie Wonder?
What do I think about him?
Yeah.
What are you trying to get? Like me to say something fucked up or something? He's great. He's one of the best to ever do it, David.
I agree, but you're big on conspiracy theories.
Oh, like he's still alive or something?
I think he might still be alive regardless. People don't think he's blind. People think he faked being blind his whole career.
No,
that's a real thing. Yeah, I expected you to know all about this. I expect you to be heavy one way or the other. Well, be like, bro, he's not fucking blind. You see this video where he's like moving out of people's way and shit.
So, like, I honestly think you were gonna say, like, I was even joking about what I thought you were gonna say, like, oh, he's a reptilian, because that is totally like where a lot of these conspiracy theories go. People will, like, freeze frame people's eyes when it's like the what do they call it? The pixels in the picture aren't that well, and they're like, look, the eye's not fucking perfectly round.
Eyes.
That's a reptilian. That's why I thought you were going.
I mean, that could be the way. You're the conspiracy theory guy. I expected to say Stevie Wonder, and you were going to know exactly what I was talking about, and you were just going to jump in and start doing it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Step your conspiracy game up, man.
Dude. We could have talked. You could have said baby blood. I would have been like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, absolutely drinks baby blood. Who doesn't drink baby blood?
It's just so nutritious.
All right. Oh, we were talking about the Super Bowl earlier. The Rock doing his intro.
Yeah.
There's a part that really upset me because he talked about the millions, and he didn't pause for the entire crowd to go, and millions.
Yeah.
I, in my brother's living room, went, and millions. And like I cut the Rock off saying it. I was furious. And he didn't say, if you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Yeah, maybe it was just an accident. Yeah. Maybe he like was planning on it, and then the pressure of the crowd was just too much.
So I think he was like, there's a chance the crowd doesn't know what to do when I say, and the millions. There's a chance the crowd won't yell, and millions. He's like, so I have to just keep rolling.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, I was very upset.
Yeah.
Everyone should know how to respond to all of The Rock's catchphrases.
You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, he is, like, the most famous person in the world, which is just so crazy. Like, he really is. He's got, like, 300 million fucking followers on Instagram.
Absolutely is the most famous person in the world.
Can you imagine being in that position? Like, there's world leaders that aren't as near as famous as, like, you are.
Yeah, he said a few months ago, he was like, I might run for president. I don't really know all, like, the political stuff, though. And people were still like, yeah, it's all right. You'll figure it out. I'll vote for you.
Dude,
that's how fucking famous he is. He came out, he's like, yeah, I don't really know like if I'd know how to do the job, but I might do it. And people are like, great, we'll vote for you. Absolutely. Just let us know.
Dude, like, you should be someone that's, like, working within politics for 40 years.
Fuck it!
Fuck it!
Fuck it! The Rock's like, I got... And you know what? There's a chance I'll vote for him if he runs, which is insane. I hope the other candidate will be great, and I'll be like, no, I gotta vote for that guy.
Yeah, because
there's a chance that The Rock's running, I'm like, fuck, all right.
Because it's either a turd sandwich or, was it a douchebag?
The Rock is neither.
But that's what I'm
giant
saying.
douche or turd sandwich, or The Rock.
Who the fuck are you going with?
You're like, fuck it, it's The Rock.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoe. You're choosing Rock all day.
All day.
All day.
All day.
But yeah,
So,
I mean, he was good, though. I was thinking, like, can you imagine if The Rock was just like...
come on.
Sorry,
Come on.
Come on.
on.
I know. It's
The Rock isn't us.
Yeah. But what am I...
He's not going to fuck up out there. He's got
what
it.
am I thinking?
He's fucking got it. He's
Yeah.
The Rock.
He was so electrifying.
He electrifies the millions
And millions
of The Rock's fans.
around the world.
No, he doesn't say around the world.
Oh, right. Okay.
Of The Rock's fans. And then he'll go into saying something way cooler.
Yeah.
Because he's The Rock. Because he's The Rock. Neither of us could do him justice. You know who I can do justice to, though? Fucking George Lopez, because he sucks.
He fucking sucks.
He's out there, and he's surprised that Jessica Alba said yes. He's like, oh, she said yes? And he's like, why the fuck are you surprised? And he's like, good, congrats.
Yeah.
And then they get in a big flower van, and Ashton Kutcher talks about how excited he is. He's getting married to her, and he's allowed to be all cheesy today because it's Valentine's Day, and everyone is happy and romantic. He then pulls out into traffic and almost gets hit by a Mustang convertible that's being driven by the main guy from the show Criminal Minds. The guy who's like the boss guy there. And he yells, get your head out of your ass and use your fucking turn signal, moron. So this was rated PG-13. They don't say fuck at all in this movie. I say it a bunch.
Yeah, but you gotta add it in.
That's just,
makes it so much better.
Yeah. We then cut to the KVLA news team, and the weather woman is tap dancing while she's showing the weather.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx
Try to get the views up, you know?
Yeah, got to. Jamie Foxx walks up to Kathy Bates, and he's holding a piece of paper, and he goes, what the hell is this? And Kathy Bates, in classic comedic fashion, assumes he's talking about the tap dancer.
Yeah,
and she's
'cause, like,
oh, the boss thinks that's going to raise the ratings. And Jamie Foxx is like, no, not that, because it's just a classic comedic sketch. You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, you thought I was talking about that? No, like the weird thing in the room? No, I'm talking about this.
Yeah.
And the piece of paper, and he goes, I'm a sports journalist. I don't do lifestyle pieces. And Kathy Bates says, I own you, boy. You do whatever I tell you to do. She doesn't say that, but it's not far off.
Oh, dude.
She's like, you're my second best sports guy. And on slow sports days, you do the pieces I tell you to do.
Like, literally.
That is what she said,
Yeah.
which isn't far off.
No.
Jamie Foxx is like, I fucking hate Valentine's Day. Oh, she's like, you gotta go out on the street and talk to people and find out what Valentine's Day means to them. And he's like, I hate Valentine's Day. I'm a player, Kathy Bates, all right? You know that about me. I'm a player.
Jamie Foxx is just...
But from New Year's Eve to St. Patty's Day, I shut that shit down to avoid this day.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, good for Jamie Foxx.
Smart.
Good for Jamie Foxx. We're now at the original LA Flower Market. Is that a real thing?
There's flower markets all over the place, so I don't know. I don't know about this in particular. I don't.
So I'm only asking about this.
Oh, well, bro, you got to ask about the...
I assume every major city has a decent amount of flower markets. All right, you don't get
LA is surprising.
You don't get some major city with no flower markets.
You'd be surprised how many random corner flower shops there are in LA. You're like, Jesus
I don't think those
Christ.
are shops. I think those are homeless people selling flowers.
No, I'm talking about like
corner.
literal shops. I'm like,
I
how
know,
did
I
they
made
even
a
get
joke.
this
Come
rent
on.
space? Yeah,
I made
right.
a joke as if you would think that was a store.
David, what did I tell
as
you in the
if you
beginning?
would-
I ruined
as
the
if
jokes.
yeah, but we've been doing this long enough to where you gotta stop. As if you would see a homeless guy selling flowers, you'd be like, oh man, another flower market popping up. You know? I wonder how long ago he got his business license. Like it's fucking crazy. Like, good for him though.
Yeah,
That's the American dream. He's starting his own business.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's one thing that they
psycho.
did not show in LA in this movie is all the fucking homeless people.
God, they can't fucking show real world shit.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
movie, are you kidding me?
I would love to think that all the streets that they shot in this movie, there was just, because there is, just the entire streets just filled with homeless people in tents. And they're like, you know what, we need to get them the fuck out of here. We're shooting right now. Tell them they can come back. Like, just dickheads on the set. Like, they don't ever have to move for anything else besides when they're fucking shooting movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I was there for 2 days visiting you, and I was like, this is bananas how many there are.
If you guys have never been, you turn down the street, and, like, bro, I got nothing against, like, people that, have misfortunes.
I do. Get a job, you fucking slobs.
That's David's stand on it.
Yeah.
No, but it's just wild. You turn down the street and it's literally a half a mile of just straight tents, and you're like, "Fuck, man, what can be done?"
Dude, we've all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change. You know?
David, don't hold back. I fucking love it.
I'm quoting, all I've done for the last minute is quote, Whitey Ford sings the blues.
You think I'm going to know?
No.
But now we're with...
God forbid you ever had to walk a mile in his shoes. Because then you really might know what it's like to sing the blues. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like.
David could serenade me with shit that I don't even know what he's saying.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. You understand the words that are
coming
out of my
but
fucking
like,
face.
I don't know what you're referencing.
Whitey Ford sings the blues. It's an album by the rapper Everlast, who's in House of Pain.
Okay.
Jump Around.
Yeah.
He did an album solo called Whitey Ford Sings the Blues.
Oh, shit.
The biggest song from that album was What It's Like.
It amazes me.
Where Mary got pregnant from a kid named Tom who said he was loved.
It amazes me how you could like remember shit like that on the queue.
I mean, it's a great album. It's right up there with...
I guess I gotta listen to it.
It's right up there with Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water as greatest album of all time.
Bro, if you're quoting shit like this from a song, I guess I gotta listen to it.
It's great.
Apparently it's amazing.
Astrid, yeah.
Who remembers
It's
shit
one of
like
the
that?
greatest of all time.
All right.
Who remembers song lyrics?
But like in that fashion,
I think a lot of people.
Bro, like it's like, yeah, for sure. But like, I don't know. You're very witty. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Goddamn right.
I appreciate you giving me that. Ashton Kutcher, he's all over the place. He's happy. He's getting all of the flowers. And he says arigato to a Japanese woman. To show that he knows she's Japanese. He goes, arigato, arigato. Mm-hmm. He tells the guy running the shop about Jessica Alba, and that guy's surprised she said yes, too.
Yeah, everyone's in surprise. No one can believe that Ashton Kutcher, a fucking petty florist, is scoring Jessica Alba or Bale? Alba, right? Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Jessica Biel is another character in this movie. Yeah.
Jessica Alba.
I was trying to... I knew it was Alba the whole time, but I was like, who the fuck's Jessica Biel? I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
She's Summer Cat.
Yeah.
She's
hot. She's
nothing
hot
better
too.
than swimming in the rain.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is interviewing the Japanese guy who runs the shop, and he doesn't seem interested in doing it. And he's like, oh, we're here on Valentine's Day. How many flowers are sold on Valentine's Day, sir? And then the guy goes, Captain and Tennille were married on Valentine's Day. And just stares at the camera. And Jamie Foxx like, the fuck is going on right
He was
now?
like, what did you just say?
Ashton Kutcher interrupts and says that 10 million roses are sold in the U.S. on Valentine's Day, 60% of which come from California. And then he plugs his flower shop and says the address and where it is.
So Cali's got the freshest fucking roses.
That means 60% of them, baby. Jennifer Gardner is in bed, and she had sex. He is now getting dressed with a guy who was a doctor on the show Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, all the bitches know him.
And he's a doctor in this fucking movie, too.
Because...
So my only takeaway is that guy must be a doctor in real life. And he's like, I will only play doctors. Is that understood? Every character I am will be a doctor because I've earned it.
Bro, Patrick Dempsey's like, no. I am way too good looking for a mediocre job. I can't have some office job playing this role.
No.
Look at me.
Doctor. Jennifer Gardner doesn't like that he has to go to San Francisco to do heart surgery.
Oh, hold on.
But he's got to go because he's the best.
As he's juggling fucking
he's juggling apples.
He's juggling apples.
But he says that. He goes... She's like, man, do you really have to go to San Francisco to do heart surgery? And he goes, yeah, babe, I got to. I'm the best there is. Like, it is fucking insane, guys. It's fucking crazy.
Can you imagine that someone
dies? He's like, babe, I'm the best goddamn heart surgeon there is, all right? That guy's life is... I'm playing God today. That guy's life is in my motherfucking hands.
I
don't show up, he's dead. Guaranteed.
I find it more odd that she's like, do you really gotta go?
It's not great that she's doing that, but he is a fucking sociopath.
Hey, if you're the best, you're the best. Am I right?
My prediction right now in this movie is that the doctor dude is banging Jessica Alba. I wrote this in all caps at this point in the movie. I said doctor is banging Jessica Alba. Jennifer Gardner and Ashton Kutcher end up together.
There you go.
At 30 seconds into the movie, I said, here's what happened.
Yep.
Let's find out if old Dave's right.
We'll see.
Jennifer Gardner is going to, she's like, man, I guess I'll go get my friend's party, Kara. He's like, who fucks Kara? She's like, Kara, the hot mess, Kara. She got her I Hate Valentine annual. We don't know that yet. Come on.
Sorry,
her annual, unless you wrote in all caps that you guessed it was Jessica Biel at this point in the movie.
Yeah,
did you
right.
do that? You're like, it's probably Jessica Biel.
I did spoil that. It's just, yeah.
It's probably a character that we don't even know exists. Her hot mess Kara, her hot mess friend Kara's annual I Hate Valentine's Day party. And she's like, but I really don't want to go.
Have you ever even heard that? I Hate Valentine's Day party? Is that like a thing?
I mean, I'm sure people do it.
Let us know if anyone out there does a I Hate Valentine's Day party.
I mean, I'm sure like someone like Jessica Biel. She's been hurt. She's angry. She hates Valentine's Day.
Well, I was going to say, because can you
like,
invite me? I got trust issues, so it'd be fun for me.
I don't think you would trust them.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think you'd show up. You'd be like, what's their end game? Invite me to this fucking party. Huh? They're gonna like try to kill me?
I'm just trying to be around sad, lonely people, bro.
I don't think your trust issues play into that. Like those are separate issues.
Two different things. That's my excuse.
Ashton Kutcher is telling Jamie Foxx that Ashton Kutcher, he's on the TV in that bedroom.
Oh yeah, he comes up and like steals the show basically.
Grey's Anatomy doctor
Which does that?
Steals the show?
Well, it just comes up during like a live interview. It's just like, I'll take it from here.
Yeah.
Leave this guy.
Yeah, he's like, get out of here. Just get out of here.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. 10 million roses are sold nationwide.
Yeah,
on
like comes up with these
Day,
fucking...
and 60% of which come from California alone. Like, he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy doctor is watching the fucking Ashton Kutcher on TV, and he tells Jamie Foxx that love is real. It's the only shocking act we have left. And Grey's Anatomy doctor is watching this and texting.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. He's watching this and texting. So, like, you're laying... I'm like, oh, he's fucking... He recognized Ashton Kutcher, and he's like, let me fucking text this bitch right now while I'm at it. Jamie Foxx says, well, folks, if he said it, it must be true, because he's a florist.
Goddamn right.
That means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Some florist out there is like, what the fuck does David know, huh?
Yeah, he's like,
he got that I don't got.
Foreman from that 70s show is asleep, and Anne Hathaway is standing over him with a camera and jumping on the bed. He then wakes up, and she gets on top of him and says that last night was amazing and that she used to be a gymnast. And she keeps taking pictures of him as they're making
She's trying
out.
it. She's like, I didn't hurt you, did I?
Yeah, yeah. She's like, fucking...
I'm like, damn. So Anne Hathaway threw it back on that 70s show, dude. And now is making it seem like he could barely handle it.
Threw it back?
Threw it back, baby. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
No, don't do that voice. Don't do that voice. Don't do that voice.
Just explain. Throw it back. Come on, bro. I know that'd be a little offensive.
Yeah,
I guess.
She's like, you able to ride this ride or what?
Yeah.
She keeps taking pics of him as they're making out, and then she sees the clock and panics and says she has to leave. She scrambles, getting all of her shit. And then her phone rings, and she doesn't answer it. And then she tells him that there's fridge coffee. She's like, all right, I gotta go. Last night was a lot of fun. There's fridge coffee. It's his fucking apartment. And
I was so confused by that. I was like, is this
he
her
goes,
place or his place?
He goes, no, I'm pretty sure I'm out of coffee. And she goes, you were. I went to your neighbor's and borrowed some coffee from her. She thinks you're gay, by the way. She was very surprised that you had a woman over. Real quick, why is she so panicked and scrambling to get ready? She had time to go over and get coffee from the fucking neighbor?
She's got to know what time
At no
it is.
point was she like, let me look at the clock and see what time it is.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Just seems
The
like...
clock was right by the bed.
Exactly.
She has a cell phone.
Bro, just lazy writing.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's let her ride. That dick was so good. She just forgot about time.
Well, she was so busy backing up on him. You know?
Yeah. Throwing it back.
Throwing it back on him.
Yeah,
throwing it back on him. She leaves on a scooter, but not like a razor scooter, like a like a moped.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I didn't take it.
Great, like a push scooter. She's like, here we
go.
Yeah. She just rides across the street and because her phone's ringing. And she answers it, and she says a fucking disgusting line. She goes...
She's speaking like a Russian accent.
No.
What would you say it is?
Not right. This is more just a sexy accent. We get the Russian accent later.
Okay.
This
I
is
didn't
more
know if
just
it was
a
the whole
sexy-
time. Or...
Says, sorry I didn't answer the first time. I was thinking all about what you were going to do to me, and I didn't have a free hand. This movie got fucking... disgusting real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't have any free hands. I was just fingering the fuck out of myself.
I had to use both hands.
Both hands, thinking about what you're gonna do to me. She keeps talking dirty for a while, and then she says, "My roommate just got home. I got a great idea. Why don't we have a threesome?" And there's an old lady in a robe walking her dog, and she not old like 70, old like mid 40s, just older than Anne Hathaway. And she says, if he says yes, it's going to take me a minute to get changed.
But she like walked up. I felt like she was like the awkward space away where like obviously Anne Hathaway's not talking about you.
I mean,
and just like walked up and...
If you're an older woman, I think you have free reign to interject yourself in that conversation there.
I guess you got a good point.
Yeah. She wasn't like, shame on you for doing that. She was
like,
fucking.
oh, fuck
she was
yeah.
quick-witted, and she had a great line to come with.
She's like, 2 hands? Both hands?
She didn't say that. She said it'll take me a
but
minute.
I'm just saying, like...
If he wants to have that threesome, it's going to take me a minute
probably
to get
heard.
dressed.
Both hands? Oh, okay. All right.
There's old people. There's an old man. He's a recognizable actor, but I don't know what the fuck from.
I forget, too.
And his wife is recognizable. I looked it up, and like they've been in shit, but there's nothing I was like, oh, I remember him in that.
Yeah.
I recognize both of these actors, though.
Yeah.
He picked flowers for his wife and goes in while she's in bed, and then she gives him a Dodgers calendar. And like,
they're
happy
like,
Valentine's
we weren't
Day.
going to give each other gifts, but they did anyway.
Their grandson is at the table downstairs making Valentine's Day cards. Grandma goes to the grandpa and is like, he used to make cards with his mom every year on Valentine's Day. And he's like, all right, what are we having for breakfast, sonny boy? And he goes, I can't eat. And he's like, why can't you eat? And he goes, I'm lovesick. And we leave that scene.
Because what do you think? 6-year-old kid to do on Valentine's Day?
He's much older than 6, we find out.
10? I don't know.
He's in 5th grade, we find out.
He looks like he's fucking 6 years old.
And he talks like, so like, I'm not trying to be like, man, I was so hard in 5th grade. Like,
but we were walking around with
5,
561 hats and like...
I was not, like, this kid is very, very childish. And like, the other kids are too.
Yeah.
This felt like a 1st grade class.
Yeah.
But we find out 5th grade.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Jennifer Gardner's listening to a voicemail from Ashton Kutcher. He's been trying to reach her and to call him back. Jennifer Gardner is then in an elevator, and a huge, fuzzy, stuffed polar bear comes in.
I like the way they actually shot that, because it was like...
It was big reveal who it was.
Well, and just the way that this huge stuffed polar bear or whatever is like covering her body besides her legs. So it was just like, it just looked funny.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like that.
Thanks, David. Yeah.
We then get the big reveal of who was behind it. It's Taylor fucking Swift. Woo! Taylor Swift said, just immediately goes in and goes, my boyfriend called, and he said to look outside. But when I looked, he was nowhere to be found. But this giant white bear was there. She's like, isn't that the sweetest thing? Like, Jennifer Gardner's like, yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, Grey's Anatomy doctor gave Jennifer Gardner one of those, it's a heart, and you twist the back and the heart, like, shakes things. It's one of those toys where In one of the Hangover movies, they have it with teeth.
Yeah.
Like you twist the teeth and
it just like rattles. Yeah.
Like it does that.
Yeah.
It does that with the heart. I didn't say that before. That doesn't matter in this scene. But
that's all you need to do to seal the deal, David.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been trying. I got to go get that.
Got to go to the dollar store, bro.
Taylor Swift goes, "Do you live here? Because I see you in the lobby all the time. Because I live here." And Jennifer Garner's like, "No, I don't, but I'm fucking Grey's Anatomy doctor, so I'm here all the time." You know?
And they're like,
and she's like, "All right, well, I gotta get to school. Hope you have a good Valentine's Day and get lots of Valentines." That's what Taylor Swift says to Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, but she's acting like such a dumb blonde. They like literally told her like, you have to be the dumbest blonde.
Yeah, she's dumb and like awkward and kind of
like that expression
out, but,
of what a dumb blonde's supposed to be like that's what.
And like, but like super sweet.
Yeah, very sweet.
She's very, very nice, very polite.
Yeah, but just very like spaced out.
Yeah,
can't connect the dots.
We are. Oh, she connects all the dots. Man. How dare you say that? We're now on a plane, and a flight attendant tucks in Bradley Cooper and Julia Roberts, who's sleeping on his shoulder.
I was hoping that like Bradley Cooper would be like, "Hey, don't fucking touch me."
He wakes up, he's like, "Get this fucking thing off of me right now."
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, no, come back here. Come back. Don't you walk away. Don't you start fucking crying. You take this fucking blanket off of me.
Who the
right
fuck
now.
Do you think you are?
All right, get the pilot out here.
Do you know who I am?
Get the pilot out here.
Turn this
I'm
fucking
Bradley
flight
Cooper.
Around. But yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
We're now back at the flower shop. Jennifer Gardner shows up, plays the madhouse because it's Valentine's Day. Everyone buys things. Blah. Jennifer Gardner goes up to Ashton Kutcher, and she's also surprised that Jessica Alba said yes. He's like, "Why the fuck's everyone surprised she said yes?"
Literally is like, what?
Yeah.
Why did everyone doubt it?
A lady at the counter buying flowers hands her baby to a nun because she needs to get her wallet out of her purse, and she can't do that. And as she hands the baby over, she says, "It's important for you to know we're Jewish."
Very weird line.
Yeah, and the nun's like, "Oh, it's okay. God loves us all, sweetie."
It'd be great is right after that line, mom turns around and she just dips off with the child.
It'd be great. No, it'd have been great. She's like, "I just want you to know we're Jewish," and the nun just
drops the
just
baby.
Fucking get this fucking Jew away from me. That would have been great. She's like, "Get this J out of my sight."
You do business with these people, yeah. I'm out of here.
This is disgusting. You people should be ashamed of yourself. You know they killed the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Oh my God. So this dude that I went to high school with, Kyle, great kid. We were friends in high school. Like
okay.
we would hang out, the two of us at times. Which, like in high school, there's not a ton of people you do that with.
Yeah.
But occasionally, like we weren't best friends. Occasionally we'd hang out. But we haven't seen each other since high school, so it's been 8.5 years.
Yeah.
And he messaged me on Instagram, says 5'6" Kings is fucking hilarious. But he's like, "I'm living in downtown West Palm now. Hit me up if you ever want to hang out, shoot the shit." And I said, "Yeah, man, that sounds great. I'd love to catch up and hang out. I can tell you all about the salvation that can be gained through faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ."
Oh, that's a great response.
I said... And he read it, and then it sat on read for 40 minutes. So I doubled down and said...
Double down. You got to double down.
"Are you aware that without faith in Christ and the sacrifice that he, with a capital H, made on the cross, your soul is condemned to eternal damnation?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm very aware of the scripture. As great as it would be to believe, I don't know if I could bridge that gap."
He totally...
I tripled down. I said, "Of course you can, brother. I run a youth group every Tuesday night with a bunch of kids. Street toughs who don't got nowhere else to turn. You should come by and meet them." And he was like, "Yeah, man, let me know where and when you do it." And I thought, based off of that response, I was like, okay, he knows I'm fucking with him. So I said, "Did you believe me up until I said street toughs?" And he said, "Oh, holy shit, dude! I thought you were still fucking serious." He was like, and you were like, "I run a youth group that called Street Toughs." So I was like, "I have to go meet these kids and see why they have the balls to be like, yeah, I'm part of Street Toughs."
Oh my god, we should make that into like a movie or something.
Street Toughs?
Yeah,
I don't think it would be a very good movie.
you don't think?
No.
No.
That's Gridiron Gang already did that.
Oh.
All right, The Rock and Exhibit made
yeah.
it happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Where were we? The Nun,
The fucking nun
the
dropped the
fucking
baby.
J baby.
Yeah.
Jennifer Gardner is talking about Grey's Anatomy doctor, and Ashton Kutcher tells her, "You should fly to San Francisco and surprise him. How romantic would that be?" And she's like, "Think I should?" And then we see two little kids kiss on the mouth.
Weird.
In there. And then he's like, "All right, well, I gotta fucking work." And she's like, "Yeah, I gotta go do shit too." And they like say goodbye, kiss on the cheek. Jennifer Gardner leaves. So it's setting like you're like they're buds.
Yeah.
Jennifer Gardner calls Grey's Anatomy cop, who says he's just pulling up in the airport and he'll call when she lands. And she's like, "All right, I understand. Have a safe flight." Hangs up, but really, he's pulling up to the old people's house from before because he murdered the kid's mom. And like as part of like they know it was him, but as part of like he bought them a house in exchange for their silence. He bought a house, and every year on Valentine's Day he has to go make Valentines with the kid. So that was like the deal. He murdered the mom. It was a drunk driving thing. Like it wasn't, he didn't murder her. Murder is a DUI manslaughter. And they were like, "Look, you going to jail isn't going to solve anything. This kid needs a house. He needs structure. He needs someone to make Valentines with him every year on Valentine's Day. Buy us a nice house, make Valentines with the kid, and we'll call it even." He's like, "Done." Yeah.
Man, think about all the possibilities when you have money like that, you know?
Dude, it's great. You can fucking get away with anything.
Anything.
No. That's not really what happened. He pulled up to
His crib?
his crib.
What?
Who
Up
was
in-
there?
Up in like the fucking Beverly Hills?
Beautiful house.
Yeah.
Who was there?
His fucking wife and children?
Yeah.
This man's a married
Grey's
man.
Anatomy doctor's got a family.
He's,
And he juggles for them, too.
Yeah.
He goes in, grabs oranges off the table. He's like, "Look, me juggling.
That's his whole thing.
Watch
He's
me
like,
juggle."
The director's like, "Hey, listen, you're just juggling two different lives." And he's like, "Oh, what'd you say, juggling?
There we go.
I'm gonna juggle apples
No,
throughout
juggle.
the film.
Juggle.
You know, show like, you know, so everyone gets it
He
now.
said you're a character who's juggling two different lives. He's like, "You're right. I should juggle. I should."
He's like, "No, that's not what I meant." No,
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Stick with that.
He's like, "You getting me juggling?" I told you I was good.
We're back on the plane. Bradley Cooper wakes up and tries to close the window shade.
That's just Patrick Dempsey just being a fucking narcissist. If you think about it, just ego. That's the one thing he's really good at is juggling
And fucking, apparently.
and fucking apparently. But he's like, "I'm not doing this role unless I'm juggling."
Oh, the actor is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thanks.
So Bradley Cooper wakes up on the plane and he's trying to close the window shade with his foot because Julia Roberts is asleep and he doesn't want to wake her up. But he still wakes her up because he can't do it. And we find out she's in the army and they're not together. So like, she was just sleeping on a stranger's shoulder. She's a captain. She hasn't been home in 11 months and has to leave tomorrow. And Bradley Cooper's like, "Oh, man, he must be a lucky guy if you're flying 14 hours just for one night with him." And he then asks if she's on Facebook. It's a weird, awkward, kind of flirty
Yeah,
thing.
but she seems like she has him like figured out. Like the way, you know, like the way she's like responding and everything.
Oh, she figure out.
That's like her demeanor, you know?
She figure out, all right? You don't become a captain without figuring Bradley Cooper out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the test.
Yeah.
That's the Army captain test. They're like, "Tell us about Bradley Cooper." And like, oh, where to begin?
Yeah. Just too easy. It's like a fucking pop-up book, you know?
Yeah, he's got it written all over him.
Yeah.
Flowers, there's a lady struggling to speak English at the counter, and an employee tells her that he had to learn English when he came here, so she should too.
She's kind of weird with the whole foreign thing at this flower shop.
She's she says she's Bulgarian. Here's the thing. I work with a Bulgarian. She does not sound Bulgarian.
Yeah, I don't know what Bulgarian sounds like.
Yeah, it's not that. It's not. She sounded Spanish.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck.
They fucking missed the mark on a Bulgarian accent, and they probably thought no one's gonna notice. Who knows Bulgarian people?
Yeah.
I fucking do.
David does.
All right, Ivo Dimov
Big film critic.
is fucking Bulgarian, and he doesn't sound like that.
No,
Nobody sounds like that one.
not at all.
And then Ashton Kutcher just announces for the flower shop. He's like, "Is there any Bulgarian? Is there anyone who speaks English in a Bulgarian accent?" And one guy's like, "Oh yeah, me." And he's like, "All right, figure out what she fucking wants."
Ashton Kutcher's character is just so outward. He's just such an extrovert. I'd be like, dude, it's still the morning. I'm trying to buy some fucking flowers.
Yeah.
Stop yelling about Bulgarian accent shit.
Yeah, I would not be feeling that.
No.
Jessica Alba walks in, and Ashton Kutcher, again, he announces to the whole story, he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, the future Mrs. Ashton Kutcher!"
I'd be like, dude, you gotta fucking chill, man. I'm trying to buy some fucking flowers, all right? It's my first time in this shop, and I can't even think about the flowers I'm trying to buy.
Yeah, I would never go to that shop again. I would be done.
Yeah, but she, she's looking hot, but just, she's a little, off-putting.
You should be off-putting. You ever seen that?
No.
Jennifer Lawrence was on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis. And she said, I forget what
probably
she
have seen it
said,
then.
and he said, oh, she cusses. He goes, "You shouldn't cuss like that. It's off-putting." She goes, "You should be off-putting."
Yeah.
And stares at him just,
Off-putting.
You shouldn't eat any more pudding.
Yeah.
She clarified. She was great on that.
Oh, man, I love that. Well, they made a movie, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny.
He's over the top. He keeps calling her his fiance, and she's like, "I brought you your wallet because you left this at the house." He's like, "Oh," and he looks at her hand. He goes, "You don't have the ring on." And she's like, "Yeah, I didn't want to wear it at work and like be getting all this attention, And he's like, "No, I don't know." Like he's confused.
Yeah.
And then she's all sexy, being like, "We should just keep it a secret for now."
And like being
It'll
like
be
flirtatious
It'll
and
be
shit.
like our little secret that you and I are engaged.
Yeah.
No one else gotta know that we're engaged. You know
Starts
what I'm saying,
like
baby?
smooching up to him.
Hey, baby, come here. I'm gonna take care of you. I just gotta take care of this one little thing real quick, and then it's all gonna be better. We're gonna spend the rest of our lives together. She's being like that.
Kind of sound like Mark Wahlberg there.
That must be hard.
Yeah.
Man, I wish your dad would listen to you. Mark's gonna take care of you. Your dad is a little faggot. I'm gonna fuck him up. God, I want to rewatch that movie and do another podcast on it. That movie was great.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
An employee walks up all excited. He's like, "Here she is! Oh my God!" She's like, "All right, my BFF Tony, he does dresses for all the stars, Cher, Celine Dion, Carrot Top, all of them," which is great. Like 2 huge stars, like a Carrot Top.
He's like literally about to faint saying all this shit.
He's like, and he's making yours. And then Ashton Kutcher's like, "Yeah, now's not a good time. Let's walk over there." And then just Cal goes, "See what I mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, I get it."
Yeah, I get it. It must be so tough.
And here in all caps, I wrote, "She is for sure banging someone else." Grandpa and grandson are riding in the car, and kids asking about love. And
I used to actually live right off the street that they're driving down. They actually passed one of the street.
What street?
I don't know the fucking name of the street.
We'll say it backwards.
Well, they're off of like one of the main streets, and what do you?
They're coming up to Moore Park Road, and the grandpa says, "You know what Moore Park is backwards?" And the kid goes, "No, what?" And he goes, "Crap room."
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. What are you
Yeah.
like? No, but like it's this other street over there. Come on. Say it backwards. That then you're like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Say it backwards. Fuck you. You say it backwards.
Yeah. That's what the fucking kid should have said.
Yeah.
You fucking say it,
I mean,
Gramps.
Grandpa did. He's like, "I don't know what." But Grandpa's talking about being nervous around Grandma at first, how he loved her, blah, blah, blah. This is a boring part of the movie, these people.
Yeah.
We're back at the flower spot. George Lopez is always hustling, no dilly-dally.
Nope.
The kid walks in, the grandson who's just in the car with his grandpa, doesn't have nearly enough money to buy roses and have them sent somewhere. But Ashton Kutcher's going to do it. He bought a dozen. It's a $55 thing. Yeah. And he gives him $13. And he's like, I need you to have them at my school at this time, blah, blah, blah. And Ashton Kutcher's like, consider it done. Yeah. He's like, I'm down. Yeah. It's adorable. And the kid walks away and then comes back and he's like, let me get a receipt. All right, I need proof of this purchase. He's like, yeah, give you the receipt.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's hardballing, you know?
Absolutely.
Pay $40 under the price. I still need my fucking receipt.
Yeah, give me that receipt. All right? I don't want you fucking jipping me out of this.
Yeah.
We're in a mailroom where Foreman is working. He's telling his coworkers all about Anne Hathaway and how perplexed he is that they had a great night and she had to rush out of there like that. Foreman gives his performance from the night an A-. He's like, I think I did good. It's like an A-.
Right?
Yeah. He's like, it's just A-. Foreman also didn't know it was Valentine's Day. He thought it was always on a Thursday. And they're like, nah, you're thinking of Thanksgiving. And then they say, you're 25 years old. Have you thought Valentine's Day and Thanksgiving were the same thing for 25 years? He's 32 when this movie came out. It's tough for them because in the 90s, he played a fucking high school student. And this movie came out in 2010. Like, saying his age added nothing to this movie. Why say his age there?
Yeah.
Why say his age there when anyone who's seen him in that 70s show, which I imagine most people know he's in that, are like, I thought older, but I was like, there's no fucking way he's 25.
No, yeah.
Let's look this up.
Yeah, and it just seems like a job, too, that, I don't know, not like a 25 couldn't be working it, but 25 just made it seem younger than he was. Like, it didn't make, like you're saying, it just, if anything, took you out of it more than put you in it.
You didn't think a 25-year-old can work in a mailroom?
No, not that, or an office job. I didn't know if he was in a mailroom or an office job.
Oh, he's in the mailroom. He's delivering mail all day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that's...
But just him, like, what I'm saying, though, is when you're giving the age 25, and then you're implying that while showing this guy, like, in an office with a button down and a fucking tie, makes him seem, I don't know, just, not that a 25, isn't doing that. It's just, I don't know. Why say the age and make it seem like he is young when he's doing things that make him seem older? Is kind of like my point.
When I think of someone working in a mailroom, I think young.
You do?
Yeah.
My mom works in a mailroom. Everyone's old.
Your mom works for the United States Postal Service.
Yeah.
He works in a mailroom of a building, and like the mail gets brought there, and he brings it to the people's desk.
I thought he did a little bit more than that, but
no. He like, that's a job. He's at like an agency where Queen Latifah is the big sports agent there. Spoiler on that. And he brings people their mail at their desk. It's like a fucking production assistant of that building.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, it seems like a job a young person would do.
Yeah.
It seemed like a job that if you were sitting at your desk and someone older than 25 brought you your mail, you'd be like, "Oh, I feel bad that
surprised they even have a job like that.
I feel bad that you're doing this."
Like some guy that just works for one company and is just sorting mail. Like, how long is that job? Like fucking 3 hours out of the day?
Well, the mail doesn't stop coming. Are you kidding me? And all day there's mail coming for this guy, Pepe Sylvia. I keep saying this name.
I mean, I guess you're right.
So I look around. There is no Pepe Sylvia. No Pepe Sylvia? Are you kidding me? I got boxes full of Pepe.
What does it mean?
So I start marching my way up to Carol at HR, and I go, Carol, I got to talk to you about Pepe. And when I go into that office, what do I find? There's not a single goddamn desk in that office. There is no Carol from HR. Brayden, half of the people in this company don't exist. This place is a goddamn ghost town. Do you know what I'm quoting?
No,
but it's Always Sunny. There's an episode where Charlie and Mac work in the mailroom.
Yeah,
and Charlie goes fucking crazy.
Is that when he's like on the fucking board? And
yeah,
it's like he's got
Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah.
He's like, let me show. I got a whole conspiracy going here, Mac. And he showed him.
Yeah, I've seen
that.
Yeah.
That's a mailroom. That's a mailroom. It's a real thing.
People, what a testament this is to David's fucking memory.
No, so like
Unless that's like your favorite fucking monologue that's ever been done.
You pick it. I bet you there are thousands of people who can do what I just did way better than I just do it.
You just did it pretty well.
You pick weird things. I'm very great at this.
That was a full monologue,
don't
bro.
get
What
me
are you
wrong.
talking about?
I did a quarter of that monologue.
Still.
Did a quarter of it, and I don't know if the words were all right. You know?
Okay.
Sometimes the words don't come out
A little
good.
ad lib, never heard no one.
You pick weird. Don't talk me up too much. All right. I get too big of a head, and I leave this fucking podcast. All right. You gotta keep me grounded.
I'm gonna
Braden,
keep that
right?
in mind when the subway
All right?
money starts coming.
My
in.
head gets too big. I fucking leave. I'm like, I don't need Braden.
all that subway money.
All Braden's doing is weighing me down. All right. This is the David Breen show. All right, you got to keep me grounded. Be like, that was fine.
Yeah, David.
Whatever.
Fuck you, bro.
Foreman then makes a joke about how people in Kentucky fuck their cousins for some reason.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
It was off color. It wasn't necessary.
Just like a small town kind of feel.
Yeah.
Everyone fucks their cousins in small towns.
They're all fucking their cousins there. Anne Hathaway is on the phone at work, and Queen Latifah walks in. Queen Latifah is her boss.
She's just a fucking badass.
Anne Hathaway tells the person on her phone that she can do her lunch break or after 5, and that she doesn't mind people with fetishes. And then she notices Queen Latifah and hangs up. And Anne Hathaway is subbing in for Monica, we find out. That's Queen Latifah's normal receptionist. Because Monica's out busy living a life and shit. And Anne Hathaway's like, yeah, I mean, she's at a funeral, but I guess that's,
That is a
I guess
life.
that's a life, yeah. Queen Latifah says she's in crisis, and it has nothing to do with being alone on Valentine's Day, and everything to do with the client in crisis. He has to figure out if he still wants to have an athletic career. Then Queen Latifah goes, who's on hold? And Anne Hathaway goes, oh, it's my mom, and then picks up the phone and hangs it up. And Queen Latifah goes, hanging up on your mom? Now that's cold. We might just get along. And then walks into her office.
Fuck
and
yeah.
Hathaway's like, oh, fucking nailed that one. We now cut to another Grey's Anatomy guy.
I mean,
They got
Jesus
2 Grey's
Christ.
Anatomy guys on this. This guy doesn't play a doctor. I would have fucking lost it if he was like, yeah, I'm a doctor. That's what I do. He was a football player.
And this pissed me off because he's running on the beach in like jeans. Like some shitty fucking long pants that aren't what you would probably go running in on the beach.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Just took me out of the...
I wouldn't beach run in jeans.
Yeah, I'm looking
Spot
at this
on.
guy. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Come to find out,
He's got he's got a mansion on the beach, and he's getting out of the shower. He's got SportsCenter on. Hannah Storm is on TV, and Hannah Storm, I got a weird trauma with Hannah Storm because she is who told me that Jose Fernandez was dead, and since then I've been like, I can't do Hannah Storm on the TV.
oh my god,
Yeah, it was tough. She comes on, she's like, we got breaking news coming out of South Florida. Miami Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez found dead from an apparent boat crash. I connect Hannah Storm
to that
with Jose Fernandez's death through no fault of her own. She was doing her job.
Yeah,
But like now, whenever she's on TV, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch what Hannah Storm's fucking doing here.
man, you
Yeah.
know. Your career just gets attached to certain stories, and look what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's another person who attaches her to his death.
But think, you would
But
be a
I'd-
fan, if not.
I don't know if I'd be a fan. I don't
Yeah,
know if
maybe
I'd be
not
just
a
the
fan.
best. Hannah Storm! Let's go! Storms a brewing! Storms a brewing! She talks about... She's on TV talking about devastating loss in the championship, and it's him. He's clear. He's a QB. He lost in the championship game. And while he's watching this, he's brushing his teeth, and he throws a toothbrush in the garbage while he's brushing his teeth, so it's clearly someone else's toothbrush.
Yeah.
And she says his name. His name is Sean Jackson.
Yeah. Sounds black.
Yes. Yes. I put that on here. I said Jackson is a pretty universal black last name.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. I've never met a white person with the last name Jackson.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, they could have paid, like, it's a movie. They can
Yeah.
call him whatever the fuck. Like, Shrek isn't a name. like they can call him whatever the fuck they want. But I was immediately, we both connected those dots. Immediately, I was like, it's weird that they picked that name for him.
Yeah.
But his name's Sean Jackson. He's a 35-year-old, and his contract is up. So Hannah Storm says, will his team take him back? Will he sign somewhere else? Or will he make it easier on everyone and just retire?
And he's like,
And he's like, fuck you, Hannah Storm.
that's fucking cold.
Yeah, you're going to, in a couple years, you're going to break the news about Jose Fernandez dying.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Gonna lose a loyal fan named David Breen.
He steps out on his balcony on the beach, and there's some chicks doing yoga. And they're like, hey, Sean, when you coming over for a swim? And he's like, I'm not gonna. Got some shit to do today. And she's like, all right, but I'm running out of patience. And he says, and I'm running out of willpower. But right now, I've got to make a call.
Because I'm important.
But, like, why?
Why even say it?
He went and started that conversation. He walked out, and he's like, what's up, ladies? Fucking insane.
Yeah.
He calls Jessica Biel, who's clearly living at her office.
Yeah. She's running on the fucking treadmill, eating a bagel. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Her life's in shambles.
Yeah. She doesn't know what she's doing.
She's his publicist, and he wants her at the meeting with an hour, or with an hour, with his agent in an hour. And
It seemed like, well, as this is happening, she was like running on the treadmill trying to answer the phone. And I wonder how many takes did they do that where she probably almost hurt herself. Because she's running kind of fast. I mean, that's like a tricky stunt to kind of do, as you know. But
we watched her swim in the rain.
You're right,
all
David.
right?
Yeah.
We learned there's nothing better than swimming in the rain.
I don't know why I'm questioning Jessica
Yeah.
Biel's.
She gonna be all right.
She gonna be all right.
And then she's looking at her
She's
computer.
got like a website pulled up that's
Yeah.
supposed to be for.
So she is Jennifer Gardner's hot mess friend Kara, and nobody has RSVP'd to her annual I Hate Valentine's Day party, and she does not look happy about that.
Because who the fuck throws I Hate Valentine's Day parties?
I mean, she does annually, all right? This isn't new. This is her thing. Every year, they know it's coming.
You're right.
But she's like, yeah, no, I'll be at the fucking meeting, all right? Sean Jackson, racist name, by the way.
Yeah.
We're now at a high school, and we see a marching band.
This scene was so weird to me, dude.
The lady who voices Louise from Bob's Burgers
Okay.
she's a teacher, and they're doing a class outside, and it just ends with her telling the class, the AP exam is coming up. You have to register by Friday. Don't forget. And then she pulls Emma Roberts. She's like, hey, Emma Roberts, come here real quick. And she's like, so I'm thinking about putting a study group together for the AP exam. And since you've already taken it, I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about what's on it. And she's like, yeah, no, of course. She's like, so what are you doing after school? And she's like, oh, I can't after school. I nanny. And then she's like, what about at lunch? And she goes, at lunch, I'm going to fuck my boyfriend, and neither of us have had sex before. So, like, we really want... I'm not joking.
No, yeah.
You guys think all the time... She doesn't say fuck, but, like, a lot of times I just throw in weird shit. This is a real... tells her teacher, she's like, me and my boyfriend are actually going to have sex for the first time. So, like, I got a little time at lunch. We're both going to go to my house because my parents aren't home. We're going to fuck there.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy how many times this girl brings this up, too.
it's very inappropriate that she's doing it to adults.
Yeah, telling all these adults, like, bro, what the fuck?
And she's like, all right, well... but she's like, but tomorrow after school I'm free. And she's like, oh, you'll be done having sex by tomorrow.
Well,
and she's like, oh, yeah.
When the teacher's saying
she's
this,
like, yeah, for sure.
the teacher's like turned on, or she's like gripping the can.
Not turned on.
I don't
Come
know why,
on.
bro.
Come on.
She's asking the question in a weird way. The can is all gripped up, super tight. She's like anxious talking about it.
She's uncomfortable. She can't believe this girl feels comfortable saying that to her.
I took it the other way.
She's like, Chuck, that's because you're a fucking psycho.
Bro,
And you're like,
if anyone
there's a
watches
typical teacher trying to fuck their student.
No.
Everybody.
I need someone
Hey,
to answer
everybody,
this.
listen up. We're going to go to the principal, and we're going to get her fired. Who's with me?
No, dude, that teacher was down to fuck.
No,
I'm
she
telling
wasn't.
you, bro.
So there's kids signing petitions because they want lattes in the vending machines. Emma Roberts is walking with Taylor Swift, and her boyfriend is walking with the werewolf from Twilight. I don't know why you find that funny. That's what his name's Taylor, whatever you were saying before.
Yeah, he's a werewolf.
Yeah,
bro.
it's his most famous character.
Yeah.
If anyone has seen him in anything else and that's what they recognize him from, they're wrong.
No, for sure. Be great if they recognize him from this. No, Taylor Lautner for Valentine's Day.
He's dating Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And they're both, neither of them are going to eat before they fuck. And Taylor Lautner werewolf tells Emma Roberts' boyfriend, he's like, do some push-ups beforehand so you look bigger. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea. And then like they come up and they all cross paths. Emma Roberts' boyfriend's going to English, and then he's going to head over to her place and set up. Taylor Swift likes caramel lattes.
Oh, yeah, that was a big point in this.
Oh, yeah. She's
Big
like,
scene.
oh, my God, we're getting lattes in the vending machine. And she signs up. She's like, I like caramel lattes.
So I'm sure that the writers are like halfway through this. They're like, you know what? We need some 18-year-olds fucking. Let's get Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner. This way we can appeal it to all the teen choice fucks.
I mean, they did. They
Yeah.
got nominated for every Teen Choice Award there was.
MTV, everything. Yeah.
They knew what they were trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Swift tells Werewolf that they're going to wait to fuck. So it's special.
Yeah.
And
That's a Taylor Swift thing to do.
he gave her that huge bear, but she gave him his own T-shirt back to him, and she ironed her favorite number onto it.
And made it seem as if that was his lucky number.
And he didn't seem stoked, and she was upset. And he's like, no, I love it, baby. Are you kidding me? She's like,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Insane.
Yeah.
We then go to the power lunch between Queen Latifah, Jessica Biel, and White Sean Jackson. And Queen Latifah's on the phone, and she's like, this is his 5th paternity test. What are we even doing? And hangs up. And, is that racist?
No.
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 No, she sounds like that.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
like I did a fake aggressive black voice for her.
Now, this is going to be a stupid question, but what's her actual name?
It is Dana something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like her stage name is like Queen Latifah?
Queen Latifah, yeah. I mean, and I only know this because in an episode of Entourage, Ari calls her Dana.
And they have like a little debate as to why they...
No, he yells Dana and then like runs out into the street. It is Dana Elaine Owens,
But she just...
known professionally as Queen Latifah. I mean,
You think she gave herself that name?
100%.
Right?
Who came up with that name? It was like, oh no, you look like Queen Latifah. She does.
She does.
She does. Anyone who calls her Dana is wrong. She's
Yeah.
Queen Latifah.
She doesn't
Even
look
her
like a
mom.
Dana.
Her mom's
Yeah.
like Dana. She's like, that's not what you call me.
I am
And she's like, Queen
the
Latifah.
Queen.
She's like, that's right.
Latifah.
Queen Latifah says that the GM passed. They're looking to move on. They're looking at that kid from Alabama. Jessica Biel says, like, I'll do a press release.
It's always some kid from Alabama.
Always, dude. Tua, Mac Jones. They got that kid coming out next year. Bama just fucking does it.
They do.
Not really at quarterback, though. Lately, they have. Tua changed that. They've had 2 first-round picks. They're due to have a 3rd. But, like, it's usually, like, defensive line. Dude, look at a draft the last fucking 10 years.
Just monsters.
I'm gonna do it at some point. I'm guessing the last 10 years of NFL drafts, Alabama has had a defensive lineman go in either the 1st or 2nd round. So we paused it and looked. Not 10 years. Still impressive, but it's only fucking 7 straight years. But if we're being it was Ashawn Robinson and Jaron Reed both went in the 2nd round. I feel like that should count for 8 years. You want to give me 8 years?
I'll give you 8.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. 8 straight years. Alabama, defensive lineman. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
1st and 2nd round. That's nonsense.
That's just good recruiting right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Goddamn right of this.
Yeah.
Nick Saban.
Because you got to wine and dine them.
Oh, dude, Nick Saban
Wheel and deal.
Any living room in America. Nick Saban He can get young black boys to do what he wants. All right?
my God.
Nick Saban can get them to do what he wants. So they're looking at the Alabama kid. Jessica Biel's like, we'll get a press release saying this is a mutual parting, and we'll start looking for another team. And he says he might be done. He wants a relationship and kids. And he doesn't know he might want to stop. And Queen Latifah ain't having it. Queen Latifah's like, it's fucking bullshit. You're a ball player, Sean Jackson. Sean Jackson plays football! And then she leaves.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And he's like, man, fuck Queen Latifah,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
We're back on the plane. Bradley Cooper and Julia Roberts are playing backgammon together. She's winning because
she's good at reading people.
she can fucking read him. She's
Yeah.
like, you got no ring. You dressed all nice, but you got no ring. So you're professional and you're good, but you're non-committal. You let me sleep on your shoulder because you like to feel needed. She's like, and you won't take that heart-shaped candy because you got a problem with Valentine's Day.
I'm like, damn, I feel Bradley Cooper.
Flight attendant was giving him like heart-shaped little heart lollipops.
Yeah.
And he didn't take it. He's like, none for me. None for me. You know,
Yeah.
man, she fucking nailed it on him. Mm-hmm. We're now, Jennifer Gardner's at work. She's a teacher. And she teaches the grandson's class.
That seem like they're fucking first graders, but apparently are fifth graders.
Yeah, we find out fifth graders.
Yeah. Insane.
It's nuts. It's they. She starts talking about Valentine's Day, and another kid says, this kid, Franklin, he's a fucking handful.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and he seems like he's 8 years old.
And Franklin, what a fucking name.
Hey, it's Franklin.
The fucking turtle.
Coming over to play. So you got that one.
Yeah. Honestly, I could not remember the song. I'm like, damn, I can't believe he remembers the song right now, but I know Franklin the fucking turtle.
He goes, Valentine's Day was a massacre in Chicago where they killed hundreds of people and put a curse on the Chicago Cubs.
It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
And she's like, yeah, that's different Valentine's Day we're going to talk about, and take the fucking hat off. And he takes his hat off, and then he, pulls his shirt up to expose his stomach and puts it over his head.
And she doesn't say anything about that.
Which, smart, because what happened?
He just sat there.
He burned himself out real quick and stopped doing it. Yeah, she's dealt with Franklin for a while. She knows if she says something, he's going to feed off that energy.
Yep.
If she just ignores it, he's going to be like, well, this is dumb. I don't want to keep doing this. Not getting the reaction that I want.
Yeah, I was listening to a little side story that Joe Rogan was talking about this fighter, and he had a wife that every time right before he was about to go fight, that the wife would apparently, and he wanted to make it discreet, so he didn't say the name, but he was like, apparently the wife would always create like a big tantrum literally right before this fighter would go fight because he's so focused on the fight and not her that she would feel the need to try and create some type of dispute to where she gets attention now. So, similar thing, some people never grow up,
Some people. That woman.
Yeah.
Man, now I wonder who it is. I hope it was like Pat Barry.
Yeah, dude.
who's with Rose Namajunas.
Yes, bro.
That'd be great.
Yeah. But it was the opposite. He's just there. He's
Yeah.
so there for her.
Yeah.
Never distracting. Just
But when he's fighting, she's like, come on!
what the fuck?
I mean, it's not. There's no
way.
Thug Rose is the greatest.
Yeah, she is, yeah. But that would be hilarious.
She explains Roman Valentine's. I'm going to be honest, it's boring. The kids are checked out, and so am I. It's boring. I'm like, all right, let's wrap it up. There's nothing.
So many scenes in this movie.
Quoted,
I'm like, dude.
I quoted nothing from this until the same kid that was doing all the shirt stuff asked if she's in love with anyone, and the classroom erupts in laughter, which wasn't funny.
Nah.
Kid, tell a good joke, kid.
Yeah.
We're now at the flower shop, and Grey's Anatomy doctor tells Ashton Kutcher that he saw him on TV. And Ashton Kutcher's pumped. He's like, fucking famous! Woo! And then the guy, he's
Keep
like...
screaming. It's like, Jesus Christ.
He's like, hey, so I'm a doctor. I got to go do surgery. Cool if I cut this line?
Yeah.
And Ashton Kutcher's like, absolutely.
What's crazy is he
Get
says...
to the fucking front, my guy!
He's like, I'm a doctor. I got to do surgery in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Can I skip this 5-person line? It's like, how long was his line going to be?
He's like, absolutely. But also, I would think if you have to do surgery in an hour and a half, he said it like that. He's like, I got surgery in an hour and a half. I think he's like starting to operate an hour and a half. I wouldn't want my doctor not at the hospital an hour and a half before he's doing heart surgery.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be like, he should. Also, what would you do if you were going to be having open heart surgery and the doctor asked you if you mind if he said a quick prayer with you? And then, like, he prays for God to guide his hands. That's right. Would you feel...
Was he, like, really nervous about it, too? Kind of like...
No, he's normal about it, but would you feel confident in this doctor? Or would you be like, oh, shit, no? Because, like, Grey's Anatomy doctor seems like a douchebag, but I want an arrogant motherfucking doctor who's going to be working on my heart.
Like Doctor Strange in the beginning, where he's just like, I'll drive off a fucking cliff because I'm driving a Porsche so fast.
I want him to be like, dude, like, I'll fucking... I want to be like, I'm the fucking best on the planet at this.
Yeah.
You're fucking lucky. You're going to be fine because you're with me.
Well, you don't see that. But...
That's what I want from a fucking heart surgeon.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with it. You know, I want someone that's like, no, but I feel you. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's just super confident for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to say if there is a God, it's me.
Especially like, yeah. Especially if that prayer starts getting really deep, like, I don't know. There's like, you got to be very careful during that prayer because anything you say, that's going to create doubt, I feel like, in the patient.
Absolutely. If you're a doctor, don't pray.
Yeah.
All right?
Maybe
just
don't pray, yeah.
But he cuts the line. He's like, and I need you to be pretty discreet, if you know what I mean. I need 2 sets of flowers. And Ashton Kutcher goes, oh, discretion's the florist code. There's no goddamn way. There's no goddamn way there's a code and it's a discretion.
Yeah.
But he's like, I need one to go here. And like he has the addresses.
Well, and he keeps saying ladies.
Yeah, my 2 ladies.
And then he's like, Ashton's like, oh.
And he looks at both of them and he realizes that one of them is Jennifer Gardner. And, like, he says the name, and he's like, uh-huh. He's like, and this is your girlfriend? And he's like, yeah. And he goes, and then this one, and he says the last name. He's like, the same last name as you. This is your wife. And he's, like, annoyed. He's like, yeah, man, I thought we were on the same page. Like, yeah, I need you to be fucking discreet. And get my wife and my mistress their flowers.
And I thought Ashton was going to be like, well, listen, man, I need to write on the fucking card who it's going to, so I need to know. I would have loved it if that, just in that, the only time Ashton's fucking character just snaps. Yeah, that's what I would have loved it. Listen, man, I need to figure out.
He should have.
Because he takes, being a florist very seriously.
I'm saying, man, it's his fucking livelihood, man. It is his livelihood. It's the code. And I mean, he's upset.
No,
Jennifer Gardner's his bud, and he's like, oh, she doesn't know she's fucking a married dude.
Yeah.
Feels like the first time starts playing.
But, like, why would you even need to say that to the
Feels like the first time. Feels like the very first time. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, this kid's fucking laying flowers all over the floor. Roses.
But first, he gets dropped off by his buddy, who says, good luck. All of us virgins are pulling for you, man.
Jesus, high school must have been hard for this fucking...
They fist bump each other like, let's get it!
Yeah.
And then he goes in there and he sets the mood. There's candles. There's a dog there the whole time. It's barking at him some and just being in the way.
Yeah.
It's doing the roses and candles, and then he starts doing push-ups.
Because you gotta get that pump
going. Gotta get a pump on. I get it. Looks at himself in the mirror, and he's like, yeah, you look fucking huge.
You look fucking hot.
Huge. And then he gets naked and grabs a guitar, covers himself, and looks at himself in the mirror and sings a song about Emma Roberts and plays guitar.
Because any new boyfriend who's about to lose his virginity inside of his girlfriend's house would do something like this when no one's home.
I mean,
you've done this?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to.
This is how I lost my virginity.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn. All right,
playing the guitar
in your girlfriend's place, and
yeah,
I feel that.
Well,
okay.
Boyfriend's place, but
Yep.
Whatever. Yeah, lost my virginity to a dude. And then her mom gets home, and she walks in on him doing. She hears someone upstairs, like, "The fuck is that?" And walks in on him naked, playing the guitar, looking at himself in the mirror.
It's like a song he made for her.
For her,
yeah. It was Grace's face.
Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts. Yeah.
Yeah. So sing the song, but say Emma Roberts and not the character name.
Emma Roberts' face.
That sounds better.
Right?
That sounds like a good song.
Thanks, dude. Just need the guitar, you know?
She walks in. She's like, "The fuck's going on?" He's like, "I'm rehearsing. I have this event coming up. It's very avant-garde, and I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be naked playing guitar, and I'm a fucking minor. But this is what I'm gonna be doing." And she's like, "What the hell is going on?" He's super awkward. He's stepping on the roses. He bumps the guitar into the mom's head, and she's like, "Please don't get any closer to me. This doesn't look good." The dog's barking. He grabs the dog's like fighting with the underwear, and he's like, "Yeah, just leave it," and like grabs his clothes and runs out naked.
Seemed kind of like Mom was trying to get better angles, you know, better views of the
No, it didn't.
of the ding dong. You
No,
don't think that?
it didn't. No, I don't think you
She
did
was
either.
following
You're
around
saying
the
this.
room.
You're
She's, like,
saying
trying
this to
to
be. Come on.
I
You don't think she was trying? You don't think that was part of this movie? You think and we gotta have the mom try to see his cock?
I got trust issues, David, and yes, I think the mom was trying to fuck.
You're fucking psycho. He leaves, and Emma Roberts happens to be driving by, and he hops in her car. She drives a shitty old Volkswagen Bug, but it's convertible, so it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Anne Hathaway is on the phone doing a Russian accent and talking about how I'm going to punish you.
Yeah, now it's Russian.
Talking like that, and you're like, yeah, she is.
Oh, God.
And then she hurries up and gets more aggressive, so the guy comes on the phone because she sees that Foreman is down the hallway, and she's like, "I gotta finish this real quick."
Yeah, she knows
She
how
gets
to
more
make-
aggressive,
Yeah,
and she's
yeah.
like, "All right." She goes, "Thank you for calling Naughty Nymphos. The charge will show up on your credit card as something like it's a fucking." They're like, "Well, so if you're married, you don't have a credit card charge. It says Naughty Nymphos on it." And your wife would be like, "What the fuck's Naughty Nymphos?" Foreman then is at her desk and asks if she wants to do dinner for Valentine's Day. And she's like, "Yeah, I'd love to." Queen Latifah then walks out and makes him leave. She's like, "How fast that cart go?" He's like, "I'll find out."
Yeah.
And like hurries. And then she heard the whole phone conversation. Like, they're my phones. I listened to that. She's like,
Which is so weird.
it's great.
No matter like who's on what line, you're just like peeping in. Like, that's what you're doing all day long. Top position.
And she says, "I like your dirty words." So Hannah Hathaway isn't fired. She's like, "I like your dirty words, but my calls better come first." And she's like, "Absolutely." Like, you're here to answer the phone for me. I don't want you being like, "Oh, I had to make Vladimir come real quick on the phone." Like,
Yeah.
like fucking put my calls through. She's like, "Yeah, no, for sure." Grey's Anatomy football quarterback guy is listening to Mike, and Mike talks shit about him, and he crashes into George Lopez. George Lopez sees that it's the quarterback, and he's like, "Oh, my neck, my back, my chest," and then he starts laughing. He's like, "I'm kidding, man." Which is a real thing, I'm sure.
Oh, that actually did.
I'm sure
Happened
celebrities
to me.
rear end people.
Oh,
no, yeah, not you. You fucking say yes. I know people fake injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that happens. Like, people get out and they'll act normal with it, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this is a NFL quarterback. I'll get some fucking money out of this. Oh, my neck hurts. Call an ambulance." And he's like, "Ah, fuck."
Yeah.
George Lopez, he gets an autograph on the hat and tells the quarterback, he's telling him how good he is. He's like, "Man, they're trying to fucking bury you." He's like, "You rushed for 2 touchdowns and threw for 3. You had a fucking game in that championship, and they're trying to say it's your fault, you're old, all this shit. You're the man. Don't ever forget that."
Yeah, it takes a florist, you know, to boost that confidence.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a florist, so if he's saying it, it must be true.
Yeah. Yep.
The
That's the
QB,
code.
then, okay, they're leaving.
Well, they leave, and
Just
apparently
George Lopez says he's got a bunch of deliveries he still has to make.
but
Some people, love doesn't exist unless it's in front of other people. Is what George Lopez says before
that's
leaving.
deep. That's the deepest thing George
And
Lopez ever said.
This hit home for the quarterback. He's like, "Thanks, man." And then he gets in his car and calls Jessica Biel and goes, "Hey, I know what I want to do."
But did Sean Jackson the quarterback, give him anything?
Give him his information.
Oh, okay.
He handed him his card. He's like, call my business manager. That's how it started.
Okay.
He's like,
I didn't know if he gave him
call my
money really
business
quick.
manager. He'll handle it all. I know it's my fault. And George Lopez is like, yeah, call my business manager. And then he's like, oh, shit. Sean Jackson.
Shit.
He's like, my neck hurts.
But George Lopez then drives off, and immediately his fucking doors fly open, and all of the, which is like, it just seems like a poor way to pack up this van with flowers. They're all in like vases, and they're all just like flying out the car very easily. You think they'd be like strapped down some way? Just gonna fall over inside the van.
You don't got time to strap shit, bro.
I
kidding
guess.
me?
Yeah.
He's been in the flower game longer than either of us could imagine. All
It's
right?
Valentine's Day.
He knows
too.
what he's doing. It's the biggest day of the year.
Yeah. How much do they say?
10 million roses nationwide, 60% of which come from California alone.
That's crazy.
Dude.
They're probably one of the biggest florists in LA too.
I mean, I would imagine.
Right?
Yeah. Ashton Kutcher is then with George Lopez, and he's asking what he should do about Jennifer Gardner. And then Ashton Kutcher shows up in the classroom with the flowers that the doctor gave her, or gave him to give to her. And the grandson's all excited when he sees Ashton Kutcher. He's like, oh, yeah, this is my shit. And then he realizes it's not, and he's kind of bummed out. She tells the kids to read chapter 2 to themselves. And Ashton Kutcher's like, hey, can we talk for a second? She's like, yeah. She puts the grandson in charge. And she walks out with Ashton Kutcher. The second her and Kutcher walk out, Franklin's like, all right, let's fucking party. It's recess. And the grandson goes, sit down, be quiet.
Because
You got that? And he's like,
because he's got bigger fish to fry.
dude, he's in charge.
He's like, man, if I don't get my fucking flowers.
Yeah. He's like, but he's in charge.
So my thing is, though, wasn't he supposed to get his flowers at recess or something? I thought it was like...
Yeah, he asked for a specific time to get the flowers.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking child. Like, let's not pretend like he should have been understanding here.
I guess you're right.
That he should have known.
He's a 5th grader,
He
David.
should have known, like, yeah, no, they're going to come back and be like, yeah. He acted how I expect him to act. He walks out and he's like, hey, where are my fucking flowers, bro? Where the fuck? Ashton Kutcher, I paid you $13 fair and square. Where are my flowers?
Yep.
And he's like, oh, yeah, no, I think they're in, like, the van or something. Like, he's fucking lying to the kid. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Jennifer Gardner.
Looks like this florist doesn't have a code.
No, he's got no code.
He's got no code.
But she tells the kid to go back in the class. And then Jennifer Gardner, she's all excited. She's like, so I bought a plane ticket. My flight's at 5:30. I'm going to fly there. This is great. And Ashton Kutcher's like, yeah, don't get on that flight.
Wasn't he only supposed to be there for the night, too?
She's going to go surprise him. It's Valentine's Day. That's why she's doing it.
I get it, but...
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking like...
can't wait 24 hours? Fuck.
No, it's Valentine's Day. It's a romantic gesture. It's what it's all about.
Okay, I get
It's what they're doing, yeah.
I guess.
It's not the most practical thing, no. No, it's not. But they weren't thinking practicality.
They were not.
And,
She walks back in.
No.
Not yet?
I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
I am not fucking done yet. He's like, don't go. And she's like, oh, that's so cute. You think... Because I got another man in my... Or because there's another guy in my life, and he's not just a guy. Ashton Kutcher, he's a man.
She
But
says
don't
that.
worry, you're still going to be my little buddy. You know? Like, we'll still hang out all the time. I'll still see... She talks to him like a fucking child. It's
Literally.
crazy. Like, literally, she's like, I'm dating this big, strong, strapping man, but it's okay.
He's a doctor.
I still have time for you, you little bud. You know, we'll still go play catch in the park.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'll
my
take you to
man
the
is doing
zoo.
open heart surgery. You know, maybe we'll cut some flowers sometime.
Yeah, like, it's fucking demeaning.
Yeah.
And she goes back in the classroom because there's these chicks are fighting. One girl has got another girl in a headlock. Like,
Yeah,
that girl's
like-
done.
Dude, like-
she fucking got her.
2 more minutes, that girl would have been passed the fuck out.
And Jennifer Gardner goes in and just breaks it up. And Ashton Kutcher, she's like, all right, well, I can't fucking...
Jesus
I gotta
Christ.
go. And tells George Lopez that he tried, but... He doesn't want to see her. When she cries and she's all upset, it's so hard for me to see that.
I just can't do that to someone on Valentine's Day.
And so they get to Ashton Kutcher's house. And he's like, I'm going to drop this gift off for Jessica Alba before she gets home. So it's here when she gets here. Now school's
And it's
out.
supposed to be like the top of the line flower that we were not able to see.
Yeah, we hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
It was...
He
we
like-
left that part out. When he went to
Yeah.
the original L.A. flower market, that guy gave
He's like,
him
I need the
this.
best of the best. And he's like, you can't fucking look at it.
Yeah, he's like, don't you dare.
Well, we'll get to it.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Emma Roberts picks up the grandson because that's who she babysits for. He runs in the car and he's like, drive. Get the fuck out of here. And she's like, what the fuck's going on? She's like, breathe. Like, what's going on? He's like, she doesn't know I love her. I need to make this right. Can you please help me? And Emma Roberts like, of course, but, after soccer.
Of course.
Gotta go to soccer.
Yeah.
Jennifer Gardner and Jessica Biel are on the phone. Jessica Biel's talking about how she's going to be all alone at her I Hate Valentine's Day party. And Jennifer Gardner's like, bitch, this is L.A. Ain't nobody RSVPing to nothing, all right?
Yep.
They want you to think they're all busy and shit, and then they'll just show up, all right? Don't you even worry. Don't even front, girl. And then she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go to San Francisco now.
Like, to get my fucks on.
Ashton Kutcher then walks in, and Jessica Alba's packing.
Yeah. Basically packed.
Yeah. Yeah, she's almost completely packed. Jessica Alba's like, I'm not ready for this kind of commitment. I didn't know that this morning, but I've realized it throughout the day. She brings up her parents getting divorced, and he's like, it's not fucking hereditary, you psycho.
It's not like it's contagious.
It's not like you're going to be like, I got to get divorced now because my parents got divorced. He's like, we're going to be fine. Like, let's just... She's like, no, I'm not ready. He's like, we can take it slower. Like, it's sad.
He starts taking her clothes out of her luggage.
Suitcase. Like, come on, you're staying. You're not leaving.
Yeah.
And she goes, do you know the first call I made after you proposed to me? I called my office to confirm my 10 a.m. meeting.
I want to know what she does for work now.
Yeah, we never find out.
Yeah.
But she's busy businesswoman. She hands him back the ring, says it's really beautiful, but for somebody else. Ashton Kutcher's like, all right, don't worry about us. Me and the dog are going to be just fine. Then the fucking dog gets up and walks away from him and goes over and jumps up next to Jessica Alba. He's like, I'm going with Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
You could fuck off.
Yeah.
He then starts walking off real sad, and he stops and goes, did you even consider marrying me? And she said, of course I did. But do you want a girl to consider it? Or do you want her to know?
Yeah. And she also said, too, she's like, just something about how she's trying to think of her future instead of their future. She's like, I'm still worried about my future.
Yeah. Instead of ours, this is a commitment I'm not ready to have, all that shit. Like,
yeah. I still can't believe that dog just fucking tried
fucking dog.
Dude.
We hear Romeo Midnight say that.
Because, that's the real heartache there. Companionship, something like that.
I mean, it adds to it for sure.
I'm more bummed about the dog.
I don't think you are.
Dude, I love dogs.
So I know you well enough to where I'm fairly confident that if Jessica Alba was naked on this couch right here and that dog was sitting right there was a gun on the table.
Yeah, that dog's got to go.
There's a gun on the table, and she says, if you shoot that dog in the head, you can fuck me right now. I think that dog's dead.
That's like from the movie.
I think you don't even think about it. You grab the gun, kill the dog, and you're like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's like the Kingsman. But I actually killed the dog.
Yeah, you absolutely would.
Yeah,
I don't think you would hesitate.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, the fucking dog's dead.
Dead. Who?
Yeah.
Jessica Alba?
Yeah, you'd be like, done. Romeo Midnight says that all we really want is love's confusing joy. George Lopez isn't surprised that Jessica Alba dumped Ashton Kutcher. And Ashton Kutcher's pissed. He's like, what do you mean?
Knew?
He's like, you didn't think we were right together? Why didn't you fucking say anything? You had an inkling? And he starts talking in Spanish, very patronizing to him. He's like, that's the fucking code, man. We're friends. You're supposed to look out for me. And he's like, you're right. I'm sorry. And then Ashton Kutcher sits there for a second. He's like, I got to go stop Jennifer Gardner, don't I? And he's like, it's the code. He's like, all right. Jennifer Gardner's going through TSA, and she's telling...
Well, what's great is right when they get back in the car, he's like...
They're out in the car yet.
Oh, okay.
Jennifer Gardner is going through security, and she's telling a TSA agent that she's surprising her boyfriend. The TSA agent says, I surprised my husband once. She's like, now he's my fucking ex-husband.
Now look at me.
And then she goes, don't fucking touch me. Jennifer Gardner puts her hand on the lady's shoulder. She's like, don't fucking touch me.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Now they're in the car, and Ashton Kutcher tried to call Jennifer Gardner, And she didn't answer.
Yeah, George Lopez is like, I never had an inkling before. He just didn't know how to act on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll make all the deliveries today. You can use my cousin Flacco's car. It's a Chevy hybrid. And then they go over and he pulls the cover off of his cousin Flacco's car, and it's a purple lowrider.
Dude, badass.
California Love plays when they pull it off by Dr. Dre and Tupac Shakur.
Yeah. It's great as he's matching the car too. So it's like a pink, red, and he's wearing like the exact same clothes. Like that's like the color of like the Flores fucking shop.
All right, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Nice, good pull, man.
Good for him, you know? Yeah. Stepping on that low rider matching.
It's fucking clean.
Yeah.
He's like he doesn't know how to drive it. It's a lot of start stop driving,
and it's like it's bouncing or hydraulics is I don't know.
Yeah. He runs up to a Southwest counter. It's the Southwest oversized items counter, and he's trying to get a ticket. And who's working at that counter, Braden?
Oh, David, I don't fucking know.
The actor who plays Dean Richmond in The Nutty Professor.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's working at the counter, and he's like, I need a ticket, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, this is the oversized counter, or the oversized bag counter. And Ashton Kutcher picks up a big trash can and puts it on the counter, and he's like, here's my bag. Give me a ticket. And then the guy picks up a small trash can, puts it next to him, and goes, now it's a matching set. He goes, I'm 52 years old. I wear a fucking bright blue shirt to work every day. Don't make me madder than I already am. And Ashton Kutcher's like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, man. I'm saying he takes the trash cans off the counter. And Ashton Kutcher explains Jennifer Gardner and says that she's like sunshine. She makes everything better.
This pissed me off. The moment he says sunshine, this dude's whole...
It's Valentine's Day, Braden.
I guess you're right, David.
Magic's in the air. And Dean Richmond gives him a pass to get into any gate in the airport and says it's on him.
Because some fucker said sunshine.
Any gate in the airport. He should have killed everybody there.
Just blame it on that dude.
Yeah. There's some fat fucking dude taking so long to get through security, and Ashton Kutcher's like waiting behind him trying to get through.
He fucking takes his sunglass off his shirt and puts it in the bucket for him.
Yeah.
I would have been like, what the fuck?
Ashton Kutcher's like just getting it done for him. Yeah. That guy, he's like, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. He's not a piece of shit like you. He's like, I'm probably really inconveniencing you, and you just helped me do this quicker, so thank you. Right. You'd be like, hey, I'll go slower now. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? You know what? I'm going to get you fired from your job.
Where do you work, huh?
Where do you work? Who's with me?
David, I fucking... One day, David, you're going to need me, right? You're going to need me to stand up and try to get everyone to help you get someone fired. And when that day comes, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
All right.
Ashton Kutcher can't wait for his stuff. He goes through the metal detector. He doesn't wait for himself or wait for his stuff, so he runs. And a disabled girl in a wheelchair. I don't know why this was part of it. She's disabled in a wheelchair, and she goes, Miss, like
it's gonna be so fucked up.
It's like I don't. It's an offensive voice for someone who's disabled, and she yells, "Mister, you left your shoes."
Or I think she said like you're running barefoot or something.
She said you left your shoes.
She didn't say something about barefoot? I thought she did.
She said you left your shoes. I fucking wrote it here. Mister, you left your shoes.
But my thing is, like, I laughed for a second. And the reason why I laughed for a second was the fact that
it's because people with disabilities make you uncomfortable.
Yes, David. It's who in the fuck was like, oh, no. This will be great. Like, I was laughing at the audacity that someone had to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it
was fucked up, right?
Wasn't necessary. Yeah, of course it's going to come out that this is the fucking director's daughter and she really wanted to be in the movie and had to find a way for her to be in. Like, there's going to be a story like that because you and I both are talking about how ridiculous it is.
Yeah. Now we're...
Yeah, someone's going to be like, it was fucking the director's daughter. and she died a week later.
Oh,
and, like,
David, don't.
She always wanted to be in a movie, and she finally got her wish. That was her make-a-wish. She wanted to be in a scene with Ashton Kutcher in a movie.
David,
It's what it's going to be.
Yeah, you're probably
It's
right.
what it's going to fucking be. Security starts calling out Code Foxtrot. Ashton Kutcher gets to Jennifer Gardner right before she gets on the plane, says he's married. And she doesn't believe him. She doesn't believe him because he doesn't give the full story.
Yeah.
She's like, how do you know he's married? And he said, I just have a feeling.
Like a fucking idiot.
Based off of how he presented himself to Flash. No, you think he's married because he fucking told you he's married. He's like, I just have a feeling, like, based off the way he was acting. And she's like, all right, psycho. And then he's like, and Jessica Alba left me today, and it's so sad. And she's like, well, I'm really sorry that happened to you, but I'm going to go be with my boyfriend in San Francisco. And then she leaves.
It's so surprising how many times we get, I feel like, a similar feeling in this movie to where, like, oh, they're about to solve it. And they're like, no, they're going to, for some reason, prolong this.
There was no need.
No need.
And then a security guard comes up, and she tells Ashton Kutcher that he's barefoot and how nasty the fucking floors are and to come get his shoes.
Yeah, like...
We're then back on the plane. Julia Roberts is changing out of her army clothes and putting on normal clothes in the bathroom. Normal clothes. Putting on civilian clothes in the bathroom. And it's getting all bumpy and shit. And she's like, whoa, bumpy, bumpy. We're at soccer. Grandson's warming up with an ethnic girl who has to work tonight because she's ethnic, and all ethnic children work, according to movies. It's an Indian girl, and she's like, oh, my parents are making me work in the restaurant tonight because why hire employees? These dirty Indian people, they just make their children work. Like, it's crazy that's part of the movie. She didn't need to work there. She did not need to work there to further that fucking stereotype.
But it's so cost effective.
I mean, I get it, dude. If I owned a business and could have my kids work there for free,
bro,
for sure, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be a part of this movie. She's like, we have a wedding tonight, and we got this party for people who hate Valentine's Day.
There's just too many people in this fucking movie.
The game then starts, and the grandson isn't playing because he's in love.
Bro,
and he sees Emma Roberts, and kids are being happy with their moms. It's a real whirlwind of emotions for this kid.
It's just a deep psychological fucking thing. Like, oh, he doesn't have a mom, so he's just like...
He doesn't know what to think.
Yeah.
He's got fucking Emma Roberts over there trying to slut it up all day.
Yeah.
She's just talking about getting fucked. She keeps telling the kid, she's like, oh, I just want him deep inside of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be our first time. Like, how magical would that be? And the kid's like, I'm too young for you to be talking to me like this. Jamie Foxx is on the street. There's a guy running a tour bus thing, and his girlfriend comes up and beats the shit out of him for being a cheating rat. Jamie Foxx then gets a notification on his phone that the Grey's Anatomy quarterback is going to be holding a press conference. And he tells the cameraman to take over.
He's like, this is my shot.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is then at Jessica Biel's office. He wants to get in and talk to her, and he fucking sneaks by the assistant by being like, oh, let me in. She's like, you can't go in. He's like, oh, man, my bladder. I got to go to the bathroom. It's this way. Oh, I dropped this. And then he fucking runs around her. He goes in. Jessica Biel is laying on the ground because she hates Valentine's Day. She's laying on the ground. She asks Jamie Foxx what he's doing, and he awkwardly is like, well, I came here for the press conference. Maybe we could talk about, tonight later. Like, she's like, no, I'm not fucking asking you out. What are you doing? Turns out they both hate Valentine's Day.
Woo!
And they both, they fucking distract themselves by working on Valentine's Day. And then she's fucking crying and talking about how much she loves candy. And they fight over a box of candy that's heart-shaped because he's like, you shouldn't be eating all this candy. It's the fucking worst movie I've ever seen in my life, guys.
Thank you, bro.
He's like, you shouldn't be eating all this candy. And the candy goes everywhere, and she ends up on top of him on the couch. And he's like, maybe you should eat some tofu to counteract the candy. And she says, I don't want to grow a mustache. And he's like, you'd be hot with a mustache. Or like hot without a mustache. And then she says, help, help. There's a black man in my office and he's trying to rape me. Help. No, she doesn't say it. She says, get the fuck off of me, though. She's like, let go of me.
Oh, man.
And then he's like, all right, well, and then it's super awkward. And he's like, well, you have a blessed day. And then he leaves.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck to think. I'm thinking we're halfway through. I'm like, bro, how long is this fucking day? Bro, in LA, when you drive 10 miles, like literally 10 miles, it takes you an hour to 2 hours, and that is not bullshit. Like, I'm not even kidding. Especially during the day. 10 miles is easily a 45-minute to an hour drive. Easily. That's without traffic. So the fact that these people are jumping all over town like this just pisses me off.
I think you're underestimating Jamie Foxx's abilities.
No, and I'm not talking about Jamie Foxx. I mean, obviously, Jamie Foxx could do anything.
He's the exception,
yeah,
right?
he's the exception.
Yeah, everyone else, sure.
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx would be where he needs to be when he needs to be there.
100%.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. But everyone else pissed me off.
His cameraman's a fucking weirdo. He took over for Jamie Foxx and decided to go to high school to talk to kids about young love.
And he's
like, this is my time. I'm going to go talk to children about their sex lives. And
they needed to do something to bring the young crowd in, you know?
Taylor Swift and the werewolf are doing track shit, and Taylor Swift sucks at it. Yeah. Werewolf is really good at it. Then Taylor Swift's interviewing the guy, and he makes her dance for him. He's like, why don't you do a little dance? Show us what you got. Now spin around. Show everyone your back.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So, like, he's not as creepy, but that's what happens. He makes her dance.
Yeah.
And then Werewolf walks up, and they start making out, and Werewolf loves her because she makes him because she's hot, makes him laugh, and does his geometry. She loves him because he is hot and an amazing athlete, and then she makes him do flippy shit for the camera.
That's where all the Teen Choice Awards came from.
There we go.
This scene right here.
There we go. They he's over doing some shit, and she's saying that they started dating because he would shoot spit wads at her in Spanish class. But then one time when she was cleaning the spit wads out of her hair, she looked, and the spit wad was really a note that said, "What's up?" How sweet is that?
Oh my God.
It's the sweetest thing ever. And he's trying to run and do the hurdles over on the track, and he falls. And well, it's okay, it's okay.
He was like trying to look at the camera. Like,
yeah, he's trying to be cool about it.
Yeah. And he ate shit. Which is good for him. I mean, he did his own stunt, and he ate it hard.
The news guy then gets Taylor Swift to dance again and calls the werewolf over, and they start making out. And the news guy goes, man, I miss high school. And he goes, okay. Now take off her blouse. Good. Now help him, Taylor. That's it. That's nice, Taylor.
Do you think
now take her from behind. Aaron, take her from behind.
Can you imagine fucking someone else that has your name?
Yeah.
And just but you're just saying your name as you're fucking them, and you have the same name?
I've never said a person's name. I've never called out.
But if it was your name, obviously you're going to be calling it out.
For sure.
If you're fucking a girl named David, the whole time, David's just going to be like, David.
The news guy then says, young love, full of promise, full of hope, ignorant of reality.
God, he probably has a hard life.
Yeah. Foreman is talking to his boys about all the things that he wants to do with Anne Hathaway that night, and they shit all over all his ideas. Grandpa gets off the phone and tells the grandson that his flowers aren't going to be delivered today, maybe tomorrow, and the kid freaks out and runs to his room. And you know what? Fuck Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Like, he could have very easily, when the kid gave him $13, been like, oh, sorry, bud. It's his fucking business. He doesn't have to do this for the kid.
Yeah.
He'd be like, it's actually $55 for us to do that. So, sorry, bud, like, you're very short on the money. He's like, oh, this is cute. You know what? I got you. I'm going to help you out. And then he just doesn't come through for the fucking kid. He took the kid's money. Then it's like, I can't do it.
Promises him later at school when the kid questions him about it, which that would have been the perfect time, too, to drop off the flowers for the kid if you knew you were in a tight situation like that.
Yeah, but instead he's like, not today, maybe tomorrow. Fuck Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Emma Roberts then tells the grandparents that she was going to fuck her boyfriend today and wants to fuck him still. And he's going to Stanford next year, and she's going to Yale, which, what a fucking duo.
Yeah.
Stanford and Yale? Good for them.
Yeah.
Yale.
And they look genuinely concerned.
Yale. Mike McDaniel, new Miami Dolphins head coach, Yale graduate.
Oh, wow, look at
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. But yeah, the parents or the grandparents look genuinely concerned.
It's crazy that she's telling them. She tells adults this as if they're going to be cool with it. And then the grandpa is, she's like, who has sex? She's like, I'm not going to be one of those fucking losers who only has sex with one person for the rest of their life. And the grandpa is like, we are.
I've only had sex with her.
We've only had sex with each other. We've been with each other for our whole lives. And the grandma looks distraught. She gets up and walks away from the table.
Yeah, almost like teary-eyed.
And you're like, the fuck's her deal? Emma Roberts then gets a phone call from her boyfriend, and the grandson's sneaking out. And Emma Roberts sees it at the last second. She's like, I gotta go. He's fucking running off. And then she goes out and chases after him, but he gets away, and she hops in her car to follow him. Grandma then tells Grandpa that when he was in Florida building those apartments, she fucked his business partner, Joey Keegan. And he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, I've been living with the guilt forever, and I wanted to give you the truth. And he goes, the truth? The problem with the truth is that it makes everything else seem like a lie. Which is true. She's basically like 40 years ago, I fucked your business partner.
And she made a comment about like that it was like an ongoing affair for like a certain period of time.
So she said it wasn't for long.
Yeah.
But that she didn't say it was a one-time thing.
Exactly.
She said it wasn't for long.
Which could mean months.
Yeah.
Like we don't know.
And
40 years? I mean, that could even mean a couple years.
Yeah, and he's and he leaves the room. He's not happy about that.
Yeah.
We're on the thing. Bradley Cooper's newly single. Julia Roberts is telling him he should put himself out there, and that the flight attendant wants to fuck him, and that flight attendant looks over here every 5 seconds, and then she keeps counting off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's looking 1, 2, 3. Oh, she looked before 5 this time.
Look at that. I mean, who doesn't want to fuck Bradley Cooper though? Am I right?
Here's a guy. I would kill a dog to fuck Bradley Cooper. That's for damn sure. Jennifer Gardner shows up at the hospital looking for a Grey's Anatomy doctor, but they say he's not working at the hospital that night. Jennifer Gardner then asks the nurse if he's married.
Woman to woman.
Is he married? And the younger nurse looks at the older nurse. The older nurse gives a nod like, yep, tell her.
I am the elder of the pack. I'm the one that makes...
gets permission from the old woman. It's great. She's like, yep.
You could let him know.
It's time. And she goes, they celebrated their 15th anniversary. They just celebrated their 15th anniversary.
Which is even worse than being like, yeah, he's married. That's like a worse way to tell her.
Yes. The older nurse then walks up to Jennifer Gardner and says, Bistro Garden, early seating. And walks away.
How does he know?
Real quick.
She knows.
The younger nurse answers the phone and says, Los Angeles Hospital, how can I direct your call? Jennifer Gardner just got on a fucking plane to go to San Francisco from LA to see this fucking doctor.
And they've messed that up.
And you're like, oh, maybe like they did a misspeak thing. No, she then fucking calls. Someone says, hey. She calls Jessica Biel. And she's like, hey, I'm still in Los Angeles. Like something. Like I forget.
It was
why did the fucking plane in San Francisco, why did all of that exist?
So there was like a goof about that, like on IMDb.
Yeah, there should be.
Yeah.
And in like fucking... in like 10 years, there should be someone doing a review on this movie on IMDb about what a dumpster fire it is.
But dude, that's what happens when you're trying to tell 20 different fucking love stories in the same movie.
But that's the main... Jennifer Gardner is the main character in this movie.
Out of all, yeah.
It's fucking insane that they fucked that up so bad.
Yeah. They're like, well, fuck it.
And they still made 4 times their investment on this fucking movie.
And on top of that, it's like they could have easily edited around that. They could have found a way.
San Francisco Hospital.
They could have found a way.
I don't think Los Angeles Hospital is a real thing.
probably
So
is.
let's make up San Francisco Hospital too.
Yeah. But you think
Fuck them.
they could edit that around? They
For sure.
were just like, fuck it, we're done. We're gonna do it. We'll make our money.
Yeah, like whatever. No one cares.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy QB is then at his press conference. Jessica Biel introduces him. Jessica Biel and Jamie Foxx are giving each other the fuck me eyes.
Yeah,
and the QB comes out of the closet. Fucking out of left field. He's like, people ask if I'm retiring. You know, I wasn't able to start a family, and I'm just going to come clean now and let you all know that I'm gay. And you're like, whoa!
So
Jamie Foxx gets the first question.
And, basically he's like, so, why the fuck are we here? Are you retiring or what?
He doesn't say, why the fuck are we here?
No, I know.
He says, so I'm confused. Are you retiring? And he goes, oh, yeah, that.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I'm gay, and I'm going to play. You're like, all right.
Dude, if I'm like one of the reporters there, I'm like, dude, what the fuck, bro? I traveled an hour and a half.
That's because you're a psycho.
Well, I guess it helps.
A quarterback who just played in the Super Bowl coming out of the closet would be the biggest story of that fucking offseason.
I don't want a reporter job then if that's the case.
That's because you're a homophobe, you asshole.
No, it's
that
nothing
would
to do with
for
that.
sure be the biggest sports. Dude, Michael Sam was not a good football player.
I don't know who Michael Sam is.
He's the first openly gay player to ever get drafted.
Good for him.
He got drafted like late in the 7th round, and it was huge news. They make Sean Jackson.
enough
They
news
make
for
Sean
me.
Jackson seem like he's fucking Tom Brady.
No, they do.
And he holds a press conference and comes out of the closet. That would be the biggest news story in fucking sports.
It's so funny because Marvel's like, we'll just rip off of Valentine's Day. We'll just have Iron Man. We'll just be like Tony Stark's Iron Man. Because it's like the same exact fucking thing. If you think about it. The way it's shot, everything about it. Oh, yeah, and I'm Iron Man. It's the same fucking thing. Oh, yeah, and I'm gay. It's the same thing, bro.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's crazy.
Bro, we'll take both scenes and we'll put them side by side.
Iron Man isn't fucking real. Gay people exist, Braden.
I'm talking about the way they fucking hyped this up and made this.
I think Iron Man came before this.
No, I think it was right after, right? Or was it right before this?
I don't know. I feel like Iron Man's old.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
So we're now at the early seating, and there's a waitress at the restaurant who says, I'm not really a waitress, I'm an actress, which I imagine is a thing out there. I imagine you get a waitress and like, well, this is what I do to pay the bills, but
I'm actually an actress.
I'm about to blow the fuck up, all right?
Yeah.
You just wait. Grey's Anatomy doctor sitting at a table with his wife, and Jennifer Gardner comes up pretending to be the waitress, and he's like, oh, fuck, I'm fucking this lady. Ah! And she offers them the chef's special, which is called the lying stinking pig, where the chef cuts off the pig's balls, chops them up to like a really fine, really dices them, and then shoves them up the pig's ass. And the wife's like, is that really what happens? She's like confused.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah. She then talks about the pig heart. It's a small, cold heart. And then she sticks the heart toy on the table that he gave her and then leaves.
Apparently she's best friends with like the fucking...
The host is Franklin's dad.
Oh.
Yeah, and he gives her 2 bags full of food and says, and how are you going to be paying for this? And she says, oh, put it on my friend's tab over there. To the doctor, he goes, I figured as much. There's some extra lobster tails and a cheesecake in there. And then he shoots Grey's Anatomy doctor the guns like, pew, 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 gotcha. Grey's Anatomy doctor could be like, no, fuck you. This is I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
Like
At the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter if he cheated or not. He can't...
Yeah, calls the manager and be like, yeah, your host...
Put an extra $200 worth of food on my tab.
Your host let that woman pretend to be an employee of your restaurant and then gave her a bunch of food that he's charging me for.
That host is getting fired the next day.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure.
like well, I don't know. I guess they don't go to 5-star. It's like a 3-star. That's probably like a 3-star fucking restaurant.
I mean, they don't go to 5-star.
Or maybe that's chefs or some shit. I don't know. I remember my buddy was like, they only goes to like 3 stars or some shit for either the chefs or the restaurant. Like,
so 5-star restaurant, that's a thing.
Okay.
5-star restaurant.
Then maybe it's like the
exists.
chefs or some shit.
I don't know. 5-star restaurant's a real thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you.
your
Someone's going to be
fucking
like,
buddy?
Chris, he's a chef.
Yeah, but fucking restaurants go to 5 stars.
All right. Hey, man. I'm not...
So he leaves. Jessica Biel pulls up to the restaurant where her party's going to be at and has the valet shove her valet ticket in her cleavage. She says, "Put it where you're looking. Let's go. Let's go. Put the ticket where you're looking."
Yeah.
And she does. Anne Hathaway shows up to dinner with 4 men. They're at a long table with a bunch of other people, some of whom are making out across the table.
Yeah, it almost seemed like a speed dating thing.
It did.
Yeah.
It got that vibe.
But it wasn't.
No, it was like, it looked like, we didn't have Valentine's reservations. We can go sit at the table with a bunch of other people where they cram us in cafeteria style.
Yeah, fuck that.
The waiter then gives them menu options, which are all about like eternal love and heart. It's like the 8-course eternal love thing. And then Foreman makes a joke about how they've only been dating for 2 weeks, and the waiter does not seem amused by the joke. And Foreman goes, "Yeah, I was just joking." And the waiter says, "I realize that, sir. I'll come back when you'd like to start being serious."
Like,
walks away.
Fucking out of here.
No, fuck you. That waiter is great. The host who's like, "Oh yeah, just throw a bunch of money." That waiter not buying into his fucking joke and being like, "Yeah, no, I realize that, sir. Why don't I come back when you want to be serious and tell me what you're gonna fucking order?"
You see all the fucking people on this table that I'm
You see how
serving right
busy
now?
I am?
Yeah.
You're sitting here and be like, "Oh, we're not so serious, blah, blah, blah." Fuck out of my face, all right? Fuck out of my face.
It was funny, though, because it did remind me of, like, that 70s show kind of moment. Right? No?
No.
Didn't seem like a Foreman kind of thing to say or do?
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
I felt like they were like, we got to throw a little... Is that his name? Foreman, right? Wasn't
And
that
that 70s show.
Yeah.
His name in real life's a nightmare.
No, I know, but I'm just like his character. I felt like they're like, yeah, let's sprinkle a little bit of that character in
Little
here.
Foreman.
Yeah.
Foreman then drinks the water of the guy who's sitting next to him, and the guy's like, "It's my fucking water."
I would have done the exact...
Yeah.
Spits the water.
Anne Hathaway then gives the guy her water, and she's like, "I haven't even touched it. You can just have this one." And she says, "Happy Valentine's Day" to him. He goes, "Yeah, happy Valentine's Day."
Goddamn, all right.
He's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to you." And his girlfriend's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I was being polite." What do you mean?
She's hot.
Anne Hathaway starts to bring up, she's like, "All right, there's something I really want to talk to you about." And she gets a phone call, and she leaves the table to go take the phone call. And as she's walking out, she's taking it, and it's a phone sex phone call, and she's talking dirty, walking through the lobby of... So there's a restaurant, and it's attached to a hotel. And her and Jessica Alba cross paths. And Jessica Alba, her and the dog check into the hotel. The lady wishes Jessica Alba a happy Valentine's Day, and she looks kind of sad. And she's like, "Yeah, you too."
Yeah, it was weird, though,
It's
that
like-
she went to the lobby to, like, initially answer the phone call.
Well, she didn't answer it before.
No, true,
Yeah,
but, like...
she don't make money on a missed call.
True.
No goddamn way she's making money on a missed call.
True.
Not on Naughty Nymphos.
No.
That's for they don't charge. If they don't answer, you don't get charged.
That's
One
true.
thing Naughty Nymphos stands by.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Kutcher and George Lopez are talking. George Lopez is saying how Jennifer Gardner is in love with that dude. He's like, she was too calm and calculated about the whole thing. Real love is ugly, toxic, septic. Which is, no, that sounds unhealthy.
Yeah.
Toxic and septic and ugly. And you're just fighting and
Like people go through
sounded
tough
awful.
times, but that shouldn't be like...
Ashton Kutcher asked George Lopez how he and his wife got it so right. And he says, "Easy. I married my best friend, man."
He's like, I thought I was your best friend.
He's like, "Nah, you're my dude. That's my lady."
And then I was like, how the fuck are they best friends besides being florists? Like, they don't even look similar in age.
I didn't think you were going to say in age. I was about to fucking lose it.
Why, you thought I was going to say
I
something
thought you were
else?
saying they don't even look similar. Like,
He's not even white.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They don't even look similar.
David just thinks I'm fucking ready. He's like, I'm ready for it, Braden. Just, I know
You
it's
said
coming.
it. You added 2 more words at the end, and I was like, okay. But the way that started, there's no other way for me to have thought you were going with that. You're like, they don't even look similar in age. And I'm like, I was like, it's fucking nuts. How could a white man and a Hispanic man be best friends?
Like, it's so unrealistic. It just doesn't even make sense.
What's next, a black man and an Asian man? No.
This movie's fucking bullshit.
We now got Bradley Cooper and Julia Roberts getting off the plane, and they say their goodbyes. Bradley Cooper has a driver waiting for him, and he hasn't checked any bags. He looks over and sees Julia Roberts stressing the fuck out, and goes over and helps her get her bag off the carousel. And she's like, the shuttle is going to take 12 stops to get to my house, and the line for the cab is going to take forever, so now I got to go rent a car, but that's going to take an hour just to get the car. And Bradley Cooper goes, this man behind me, he's my legal property.
Legal.
I tell him to drive you, and he takes you wherever you want to go. And that's what happens. She's like, oh my God, thank you. And the driver's going to take her, and they hug and
big
say
surprise.
goodbye, and she leaves.
He's white. Come on, David, you got to work with me, bro.
I mean, I wasn't surprised that the driver was white.
I'm joking, bro. You got to work with me, bro.
It's not a joke as much as just an unnecessary racist comment.
And the reason why, though, was because of the way you hyped up the other things. Like, as if I was going to make some type of racist remark at some point. And I was like, well, I can't let the moment fly now. Gotta get it in while I can, you know?
You didn't have to.
All right, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Make me seem like the bad guy.
I mean, you are. You're like, can you believe that the driver was white? That's a black man's job. That's fucking crazy, dude. Do you think I was going to be like, fucking psycho, man.
You're mean.
We're now at the restaurant, and the Indian girl is moping around, and her mom, again, they're just fucking unnecessarily fucking racist. In this movie.
Sure.
The mom, for sure. The mom says, oh, is it about a boy? Well, don't worry. When you're old enough and the time is right, your father and I are going to find a nice Indian boy for you to marry. Because people in the Middle East do arranged marriages.
No, they do.
And we got to make, this, like, they're going to do the arranged marriage because they're Indian. And that's the viewer. We get to go, because they're fucking Indian. Then they do that. It's fucking ridiculous. Doesn't need to be in the movie.
Yeah, you're right.
She doesn't need to work for her. She's young. She
That's the writer picking on
she doesn't
a
have
whole
to,
fucking...
She doesn't have to work at the restaurant. She doesn't have to have an arranged marriage. She's a fucking sideline character this whole movie that doesn't need to be a part of it.
And the writer's like, nah, everyone's a main character in this fucking film.
If they wanted to make a movie about how tough it is being an Indian girl living in America, I'd be on board. I'd be like, all right, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, touch on that note.
They're like, let's make it funny that she does these things.
Yeah.
Jessica Biel's all alone. Emma Roberts' boyfriend is the delivery driver for the restaurant. Also, Jessica Biel's all alone at the table, and she's like popping balloons and shit and looking sad. Foreman walks into the lobby and asks the lady behind the counter if she saw a really pretty girl with a blue dress come through here, and she's like, yeah, she went outside on the phone. And Foreman walks up as Anne Hathaway is having a phone sex call. And he's like, oh, what the fuck was that all about? She's like, it's not what you're thinking. He's like, oh, good, because it sounds like you're talking to your boyfriend about how you're going to fucking lick his body with your cat tongue.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying. And she's like, no, I'm a phone sex operator. This is the busiest day of the week. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? And she's like, all right, I'm broke. I have $100,000 in debt. And I need the money, and this is a really busy day. He's then fucking super judgmental.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't handle this shit. And she's like, well, will you call me sometimes? And he goes, I'd like to, but I don't think I can afford it. And you're like, what the hell? He's a piece of shit, this guy.
Yeah.
He's then at the cemetery. That's where he goes.
Yeah,
he goes to the
goes
cemetery
on Valentine's Day.
And he's sitting next to this dude who was the gay nurse in New Year's Eve, and who's like, may the best for JJ win.
Oh, yeah.
That guy is sitting next to him at the cemetery. And the grandpa, there's a movie at the cemetery. Oh, okay, yeah. There's a movie at the cemetery. It's a thing they do every year on Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
there,
it's kind of like a drive-in, but instead it's like you're not driving in because you're on a cemetery, so you're going to bring your fucking lawn chair and you're going to sit on dead people's fucking bodies and watch this movie.
As one should.
It's pretty
the grandpa
odd.
can't get in because he doesn't have a ticket, and he's like, no, you don't understand. I have to get in.
Yeah, like...
And Foreman, he's like, oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And Foreman's like, oh, I got an extra ticket. Here. And then the guy's like, oh, thank you. And they meet and get to know each other, and he's like, so what's the story behind this extra ticket? And Foreman says, I'm having the worst Valentine's Day of all time. And the grandpa goes, you want to bet? Because Foreman's story is that the girl he's been dating for 2 weeks does phone sex. His grandpa just found out that his wife fucking had an affair 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, he wins.
And been keeping it hidden for 40 years, yeah.
I'm a senior citizen. I've spent my whole life with this woman. She fucked my business partner.
My best friend, business partner, yeah.
Fucking John Keegan or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
We're now at the flower shop. The grandson shows up and tells Ashton Kutcher he owes him some motherfucking flowers.
Or he's going to break his motherfucking kneecaps.
He's like, I will fucking kill you if you don't give me these flowers right now, you little bitch. And he's like, I don't want any problems.
And he slaps him in the fucking face.
He gives him the box, the really cool flower box, and he goes, where are we taking him? We're now back at the restaurant. Jessica Biel is still all alone. And a man... There's also an Indian wedding going on in there.
Yeah. Where the daughter that we were talking about earlier is. It's like her and her family. We see the girl.
She's not a part of this. She's working at the restaurant.
Oh.
And yeah, it's just different. It's different Indian people.
Yeah. Okay.
They're having their wedding party at the restaurant. Yeah. It's different
but the girl is there.
And she's working at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And a man gets up from the table and like he's gonna go over to Jessica Biel, and she sucks some helium in and says, "Okay, I'm gonna go now." With the fucking helium voice. Yeah. And then Jennifer Gardner walks in with food from another restaurant and puts it down on the table. It's a family restaurant. Like they probably don't appreciate you bringing in food from another restaurant.
Yeah.
Another much nicer restaurant where doctors go eat with their wives and get confronted by their mistresses. They don't want that shit coming into their family establishment.
That's a good point.
And then there's a big heart-shaped piñata, and Jennifer Garner doesn't say anything to Jessica Biel. She just grabs a bat and starts beating the shit out of the heart-shaped piñata. Everyone's watching, and they're like, yeah, get the heart, get it.
Yeah.
And she sits down and says, now that's open heart surgery.
Oh.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
We're now back at the cemetery, and Foreman's talking about how great Anne Hathaway was. She was smart, she was sexy and sensitive. And then the grandpa's like, oh, yeah? Look up on the screen. That's my fucking wife. She's in the movie that we're here to watch. You're like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? Like,
there's so much like random character development, like in the later part of this movie.
So crazy.
It's so weird. The whole movie is fucking bonkers to me.
We're at the restaurant, and two more of Jessica Biel's friends show up, and she's like, I thought you guys were on a date with your boyfriends. And at the same time, they go, same guy. And she's like, what? It's like he booked back-to-back reservations and thought we wouldn't notice.
Now we're at the point where it's like, as the viewer, you're like, man, Valentine's Day fucking sucks.
Yeah. It gets a little smoking AC here. I stay at the restaurant for a minute here.
Okay.
It doesn't. The movie doesn't. They're burning pictures of old lovers, and the wedding's still going on at the same time. They're burning pictures of old lovers. Be like, fuck this guy. He did this. Burn. And Jamie Foxx shows up and says he's Jessica Biel's date.
I don't even know what to fucking think.
Jessica Biel does, and Jessica Biel goes, yeah, he is.
Well, and he makes a comment. He's like, says something about like the open fire, like how you can't have. And it's like, wouldn't you think the people that run this restaurant would come up to me like, hey, you can't have a random fire in a bucket?
She has that annual party there every year. They're not. They know what's going on.
Okay,
that seemed like ritual. They're fine with them doing it.
Yeah, okay.
They do it every year.
That's pretty sad if they do that every year. Just like a bunch of pictures of people that they fucking...
annual I hate Valentine. What do you think annual means?
I don't know.
Annual I hate Valentine's Day party.
It's just wild.
I assumed that everyone was on board with, everyone was prepared to do the burning picture thing.
They're just so used to falling in and out of love within like 6 months.
It's a rough year for all of them.
Yeah, all right.
We're back though. Emma Roberts is on the phone and sees the grandson in the flower van and is like, why the fuck is he in a van? Why is he in a van? What's going on? And she's following the van. They end up at the restaurant. She runs up. She's like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, I had to get flowers for the girl I love here. And Ashton Kutcher's like, hey, everything all right? And she's like, yeah, I'm his babysitter. He goes, oh, cool. I'm his florist.
Well, thank God
I'm his
there's
florist.
at least fucking adults that look after this kid slightly. I mean, think about the grandparents right now. They're stuck in a little bit of love trouble, and they're like, fuck my grandson.
Kid's just gone. Well, it's her job to fucking watch. All right?
Okay.
They're like, we hire you so we don't have to deal with this shitty little kid. All right?
But the moment
fucking
the
Dennis the
babysitter's
Menace over here.
Listen, I got to go have sex for the first time. You'd be like, all right, maybe we should hire a different babysitter for tonight.
No.
She's got to go fuck.
Yeah, hire a different babysitter for tonight? Who are you going to find?
I don't know.
Who are you going to find?
Apparently, this is the longest day
on a
in cinema
moment's
history.
on a moment's notice. Be like, hey, I know it's Valentine's Day. Come watch this fucking kid. Like, done.
Anything is possible
Yeah.
in this movie, David.
No, they fucking Emma Roberts good. All right, she's fine. And she didn't say she's gonna go fuck. Should I tried to fuck earlier and couldn't? The driver is driving Julia Roberts, the white driver, and he tells Julia Roberts that Bradley Cooper has never given this car up for anyone, so she must be special. And she smiles. We're now back at the cemetery. The grandma is there, and she's trying to find the grandpa, and she keeps yelling his name and causing a big ruckus. And everyone's
She's
like,
wearing,
dude, fucking, come on.
What the fuck?
Come on, like, she's yelling your name. Just fucking acknowledge it. Let's go. We want to watch the movie.
Yeah, get this over with.
And then he's like, oh, grandma, and gets up, and they run to each other.
But there was a point, though, where she's like, she gets a little nippy at some people. She's like, hey, I don't know, like, shut up. Or
She's
something.
yelling his name, and they're like, who's that? She's like, it's my fucking husband.
I wish she would have said at one point, that's fucking me up there.
She
Just like-
should have.
Yeah.
Should have acknowledged. But you're watching me in the fucking movie, all right?
All right, give us a fucking respect.
This is best case scenario. You're watching a movie, and the star of the movie shows up being crazy.
Yeah.
That is your best case scenario
No,
for this
honestly,
night.
no, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, you go see the Avengers and Robert Downey Jr. shows up in the theater just screaming. I'm like, best case. I don't give a fuck about that movie anymore. I'm like, this is great.
There he is. Yeah,
They run to each other, and she says that even if he thinks that she doesn't deserve forgiveness, he's going to give it to her. Because when you love someone, you love the good and the bad. And he agrees.
But it's like, how bad?
That's fucking insane.
It's a very easy
That's
statement to
That
say.
is insane.
What if you been...
What if you cheated on him and have been lying to him for 40 years,
Yeah.
and then an hour later you're like, look, I don't care. It's in the past. You're going to take me for who I am. All right, even if you think you can't forgive me, you're gonna.
Even if I'm completely in the wrong in every way, you're going to make the sacrifice.
And he does, and they kiss.
And everyone's like, yeah!
The crowd goes crazy, and Foreman's watching, and he's like, all right.
And then she gives a fucking bow as if this has been just some type of entertainment the entire time. She's just been acting this entire time.
Yeah. And the crowd's
So,
like,
yeah. Great job.
We're back at the restaurant. Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel sing. What song do they sing?
Fuck. We're going to have to sing it.
It is in the movie The Replacements that we recently did. It's a very famous scene where they're all singing this song.
Yeah. I don't know the name of it, though. I'm going to have to...
First I was afraid, I was petrified, just thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. They sing that it's not as cool as in The Replacements, but
No.
it's just a scene where they remind people like, oh yeah, Jamie Foxx is a fucking great singer.
Well, he was singing like a weird way, almost as if he was playing. But he is a great singer.
He's phenomenal. And they're like, that's right. That's Jamie Foxx sings.
Yeah, no wonder why Jessica Biel wants to fuck.
Yeah, well, I mean, who doesn't? You
Yeah.
know, he could say nothing.
Yeah.
Grandson walks up to Jennifer Gardner and gives her the box and says, you're my Valentine, Jennifer Gardner. And then she like looks him up and down and goes, you want to go fuck in the bathroom? And he's like, what's that mean? Because he's a child. No, gives her the box, and she's like, oh, thank you so much. And then she's like, are you sure you want to give it to me? And then suggests that he could give it to the Indian girl over there. And he's like, but I don't I don't love her. And he's like, do you not want to take it because of my age and my height? Because I'm going to get taller. She goes, well, in that case, it's not because of your height, but it just wouldn't be right because I know that Indian girl over there likes you. And he like lights up. He goes, she likes me? He's like, I like her. She's the only 5th grader other than me that has Frank Zappa on her iPod. And she likes giraffes. So like that's not some 5th grade shit.
That is 2nd grade shit.
Yeah, she likes giraffes. Like, what?
We like the same animal.
Yeah. And she's like, well, then you gotta go over there. And he like fucking Jennifer Gardner says to him that it's things like that can turn a friend from someone you like into someone you love.
Fucking giraffes.
And then he says, has that ever happened to you? And she just kind of like is frozen for a second because she realizes, oh, it fucking has happened to me. And then song finishes.
And she says like, oh, you've been the best Valentine's Day.
You're the best Valentine I've ever had.
Yeah.
And then he goes over. He walks away. Jamie Foxx finishes the song and says that he is the chocolate.
He did say that.
It's funny. I don't know why. He's like, I am the chocolate, baby. Woo! Let's get it.
Jessica Biel is just...
She's like, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
He
dark
goes,
chocolate.
He leaves because he has to go do his job. And he goes to fist bump. And Jessica Biel doesn't know how to fist bump. So he
there was
grabs
like a minute
her hand
of them,
and puts it in the fist and shows her how to do it. It was very weird.
Yeah. And then...
wedding's popping off.
But now there's... more smoking aces, kind of.
People are dancing in the wedding. So I stayed. This is all in at the fucking wedding's popping off. People are dancing at the wedding. Grandson gives the Indian girl the flowers. Flowers were nothing spectacular.
They really weren't.
Yeah,
he made it seem like those were like $100 fucking flowers or some shit.
They looked fine.
Yeah. But you know what?
Then says, I don't really have anything else to say. And then they sit there awkwardly because they're kids and they don't know how to hold a conversation. They know.
Which
I appreciated.
Trust me.
They know.
Sarah knows. She just said no. she said to leave.
It's like, no. You can fuck off now.
Yeah. And then everyone laughed at me and, it's just... she's been paying ever since.
Emma Roberts sees her boyfriend... because he works there as a delivery boy, and he's like, hey, I told the valet to watch the grandson that you're babysitting. Maybe you come with me on the delivery, and we fuck in the back of my car. And she's like, I think we should wait. All right? I don't think it's something that we should force. And he's like, no, we can make it work. And she's like, but think about what you just said. I don't want our first time to be something we can make work. Let's wait and we'll know when the time is right. And he's like not having it at first. And he's like, can you just lie to me? he's like, nah, he's not on board. But he comes around to it. And she's like, look, I love you. And I want it to be special. And he's like, I love you too. Besides, we can still make out. And then they make out in the back of his car.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift gets dropped off by the werewolf. And it's a cute little, they kiss, and then...
And she's in fucking love.
And she, drops down against the wall, and she's like, I'm so in love.
There's a Taylor Swift song going in the background, too,
yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, fuck me.
I don't know the Taylor Swift song, but it's classic T-Swift.
It's classic.
Emma Roberts is in her bed. They wrap up the kids. They're like, kids are done now.
Yeah.
Emma Roberts is in her bed, and she gets a text from her boyfriend saying... Happy Valentine's Day. I will always love you. She's like, oh, yeah, you will.
This movie.
Queen Latifah is still working at her office. She answers the phone, and it's someone wanting phone sex. So she looks around and says, it's Vladimir from earlier. And she goes, you don't know rough until you've dealt with a true African queen. Let me get my stick, and then grabs a ruler and slaps it against the table, and then she yells in some sort of African language.
I don't know what it means.
Now Queen Latifah's done.
Yeah. It's just really weird.
Back at the flower shop, Ashton Kutcher's last employee leaves and says goodnight to the world's greatest boss and that everyone loves him. Jennifer Gardner is driving. George Lopez is on swings with his wife. And the old people are dancing in the cemetery. Grey's Anatomy QB is sleeping in the living room. And then someone walks in and is like wiping flour on his face. And he's like, get it off. And then he's like, oh. He's like, hey. He's like, you saw the press conference? And then the camera shows who it is. Braden, who is it? Bradley Cooper! Bradley Cooper is fucking Sean Jackson! What? Look at that! Wakes him up all sexy, and he's like, you ready, big boy? He's like, oh, I'm ready.
I'm sure the director was insisting that Bradley Cooper and Sean Jackson make out. And Bradley's like, no, it's not necessary.
It's necessary.
No,
it's
no,
necessary.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Bradley's like, nah, when I signed on, there's no kissing
He's
involved.
like, well, things changed, Bradley.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Do it.
That was when you signed on. You have since signed on, and this is the movie.
Yeah.
They don't kiss, though.
They don't.
Yeah, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
Director lost that one.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is on TV comparing Grey's Anatomy QB to Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, and Billie Jean King, as breaking down barriers. And then Jessica Biel is like sneaking down the stairs and watching this at this time. He then says, and I stand behind you, Sean Jackson, metaphorically speaking. As if people were going to take that and be like, Jamie Foxx wants to fuck him in the ass.
There was like some producer that was like, oh my God.
Yeah, they're like, why'd you say that, you fucking asshole?
Jesus Christ.
That wasn't necessary. It's like when, what's his name? Fucking big center for the Indiana Pacers. He said he was talking about him and Paul George. And he's like, just know, like, that's my guy and I got his back. No homo. He got suspended for a game.
No way.
The Pacers were like, fuck you. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing saying unnecessary shit like that at a post-game press conference? Like, fuck, you're not playing in the next game. If you're going to go do press conferences, Roy Hibbert was who it was. Like, you're not going to be a fucking asshole like that.
That's
no homo.
hilarious.
Yeah, as if people were like, oh, well, you fucking Paul George?
Yeah.
No homo. Kathy Bates is real happy with how he did it. Jamie Foxx and Jessica Biel share some sexual tension. Foreman goes to see Anne Hathaway, knocks on the door. She opens it. He takes a picture of her with her camera and says, you forgot your fucking camera, hands it to her and leaves. Crazy. We then cut to, he says, you forgot your camera, and then she's like, all right. He's like, can I come in?
It was a little intrusive though for him, like when they're fighting, just to
crazy. Gotcha.
The moment she opens the door, like with a pissed off face, just flashes out in her eyes.
He's like, can I come in? She's like, sure. And then he comes in. She's like, so I'm sorry about how you found out about my job, but that is all I'm sorry for.
Yeah,
which she shouldn't be sorry that she is a phone sex operator and. It's fine. It's her fucking business. She makes money, and it's a fucking job. Like
there's only one condition: you got to have phone sex with me right now.
Would be weird.
Think right? Yeah, it'd probably be weird.
I mean, like
they stand in opposite corners of the room, just on the phone. Like, yeah.
He says he's sorry and he doesn't care what her job is. And she's like, yeah, the second you found out something about me that you didn't like, you judged the shit out of me, and then you fucking bailed.
Yeah,
like,
fucking snapped.
Like, what the fuck you? Like, it's not okay. And then he echoes what the old people said earlier about accepting the people. That's what love is. You fucking, I can do whatever I want. You have to love me for who I am. And it worked again, because
that's what Foreman does.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Her phone rings, and she answers it and says, Sugar can't talk on the phone right now, and hangs up and then says, because she's got to make love to her boyfriend on Valentine's Day.
Fuck yeah.
And goes over and they start making out, and then she says, for the record, this is what I like. Simple.
And then a fucking, what type of band?
3 dudes wearing tuxes. One has an acoustic guitar, one has a violin, one has an accordion. They all walk through the front door, and Foreman gives them the kill signal and waves them off. And they look all upset. Like, we can get to do our music.
He's like, yeah.
They walk off.
We'll keep it simple.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway goes, I also like makeup sex. And Foreman goes, oh, what a coincidence. She goes, you do too?
Oh, my God.
And he's like, yeah. And she's like, and then they fuck.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher.
She's being a Debbie Downer.
He's sitting, his fucking house. It's on a river, and there's this beautiful bridge right behind. Like, it's such a great setup he's got.
Yeah, Jessica Alba fucked up.
Yeah. And he's sitting on the bridge. He's throwing roses, like ripping the roses apart and throwing them off the bridge. And Jennifer Gardner finds him, and he's like, yeah, that's what I do. I like the idea of someone finding them. Most places throw them away, but this is what I do with them. It's like I used to break them apart and make cool designs with them and leave them on this girl's doorstep with a note that says, someone out there loves you. But then I got worried that if they found out it was me that loved them, would they want it to be me that was loving them? And Jennifer Gardner makes a face, so we did it to Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah.
And she goes, I would want that. And then Ashton Kutcher says, am I about to kiss my best friend? Jennifer Gardner says, I hope so. And then he leans in and they kiss just real quick. And then they stop and she goes, yeah, not great. And he goes, awkward, right? She's like, yeah, really not great. And we leave that scene.
I was like, what the fuck?
Shit. She's like, yeah, really not great.
There is really no climax in this movie. For like 20 love stories to come together, there's no big climax.
Jamie Foxx is still trying to show Jessica Biel how to fist bump, and she can't figure it out. And he's like, you know what, I got a better idea. And then they just start making out, and the news crew's watching, and they get the camera on.
And they're on the green screen, so they're like, oh, yeah, we'll put a nice fucking sunset in the back.
Yeah.
And the guy starts stroking himself off.
Like, yeah, it's good. Kiss her so
oh,
good.
yeah, give her that black chocolate.
Like, oh,
that dark chocolate, yeah.
You could have just said chocolate, because he called himself chocolate.
No,
he didn't call himself black chocolate or dark chocolate.
But that guy.
He didn't. He didn't.
I'm saying that guy, he was into the... It wasn't just that he was chocolate. He was really into the fact that this dude was black.
So now Ashton Kutcher and Jennifer Gardner are on the bridge joking about how bad the kiss was, and they agree that they need to practice. We then see
Jessica Alba. She's fucking the dog.
Yeah, she is. Well, dog's fucking her.
Yeah.
She's throwing it back.
Yeah, she's
throwing it back on him.
David really thought about that. He's like,
yeah, I think I want to say backing up on him, but it's
throwing it back.
Throwing it back on the dog. No, she's walking the dog alone. Grey's Anatomy doctor is in bed eating pizza alone. So those two aren't fucking. I'm so disappointed that I was wrong when I said, because immediately I was like, oh, because she had her phone in her hand, and I was like, but she's a workaholic. I was like, oh, she's fucking another dude. It's going to be a crazy thing. No, she's just not ready for commitment and wants to focus on her career right now. It's sad, but is what it is.
Yep.
It's her fucking life. We then see the grandson is in bed, awake, and Julia Roberts comes in. She's his mom.
Oh,
he wakes up. God. He's like, Mommy! Shoots up. This is the best. This is the most emotional.
Yeah,
like,
this is the climax.
This is great.
If there's a climax.
This is like the most, like, okay, I like that happened in this movie.
And now this kid's not going to grow up to try and please every single woman that comes into his life.
There we go.
He finally gets what he needs.
He hugs her, and the mom's talking about how big, and she's crying, and they're hugging, and the grandparents watching the doorway, and they're happy.
Yeah.
It's a great little spot. Ashton Kutcher and Jennifer Gardner. Jennifer Gardner's like, I thought it would have been better. I gave you more credit. And he's like, I mean, it's not like you were great. And then they kiss again, and they kiss real good this time.
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking into it now. And Romeo Midnight comes on and says, this is Romeo Midnight. I'm about to sign off, but before I do, let's raise a glass to those three little words we all want to hear on Valentine's Day. Let's get naked.
That was the biggest surprise of this whole film. I was for sure in my mind thinking that he was going to say, I love you.
Of course, that's what it's supposed to.
No, yeah.
Yeah. But Romeo Midnight's like,
let's get fucking
everyone else
naked.
zigs and I'm going to zag. Guys, that was Valentine's Day. It really sucked.
Fucking hated it.
Like, if you love, like, cheesy little romantic comedy movie. Like it's that.
Yeah.
It does what it wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
It made a lot of money. Good for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
This
didn't
is
love
kind
it.
of like a film where if you had a bad Valentine's Day experience, then it might be like one of the only real reasons I feel like to watch this film. Because then you might get some type of sentimental fucking piece from it, you know, where you might be able to relate it to your shitty experience or something.
Or if your mom's an army captain and you live with your grandparents.
that too.
That too. You
is
can be
the-
like,
those are the two.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what movie's all sentimental experience and like everyone can relate to?
Dude, it's got to be the Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor, dude. Like I've watched that movie a billion times, and every time I get something new out of it.
Yeah.
Get something new out of it.
Feel like a new man.
Yeah. Do you know what movie is or isn't like that? I'm not sure.
No.
You should, because you picked the movie for next week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that movie. Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Fucking classic.
Yeah.
The original Jurassic Park.
The original. What year was that?
93.
93.
93. Same year the Marlins became an MLB franchise.
The year before we were born.
Look at that. I was born in 95. Little bitch.
Fuck you.
Year before you were born.
Oh, yeah.
You guys want to watch Jurassic Park before we do a podcast on it? You should watch Jurassic Park before we do a podcast. Here's where you can watch Jurassic Park
Tell
before
me,
we do
David.
the podcast on it. It's available on Hulu and HBO Max with a premium subscription.
Okay.
You can rent it on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Vudu, or Amazon Prime for $3.99.
Not bad.
Guys, that is Jurassic Park 1, the original, 1993. This week was Braden's pick.
Yeah, it was.
Next week's going to be my pick. The week after that
Could be yours.
could be yours. And Braden, how can it be theirs?
They can email us at the56kings@gmail.com.
You mean FIVESIXKING
S.
at gmail.com?
Yeah. Or,
Or?
yeah, it gets better. They can just go to our Instagram and hit us up. Send it on over to our Instagram at the 56kings.
You mean at FIVESIXKING
S.
on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh!
Look at that. So easy. So fun. And, you know, what a way to build community.
Guys, send us your fucking movie idea. I mean, it's too easy. Like, you have to at this point.
Yeah. Get
With
get
two ways
thrilled
to
about
do it, you have to do it.
Don't you want your pick to be picked?
Oh, you gotta want your pick to be picked.
Yeah.
Everyone wants their pick to be picked.
That's right, David.
And Brayden, so like they know where to listen to us, obviously, because they're listening to us.
Always.
But when? Like, when do the new episodes drop? You know, like if I'm a new listener, I've never heard of this, like, and I want to know, oh man, this is really great. I loved everything I heard. When can I listen to this?
David, they can listen every motherfucking Monday.
Every motherfucking Monday, we're here.
That's right.
We're bringing you premium podcasting.
premium.
Guys, live it up. Enjoy it.
Next week, Jurassic Park. Get your thrill on. It's going to be a fun ride.
Get your thrill on.
Woo!
Guys, thank you very much for listening. I love you all very much, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.